Welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You're gathered with us here for Crown Jewel 2024 in Saudi Arabia. It is the boy ALW. I am solo dolo at the moment. I'm assuming that Sammy and Anika will be here anytime, as they both said they would be here. So the show is about to get started. Hope y'all are doing well on this Saturday morning. Or it's morning on my side. I guess on the East Coast, it's already afternoon. 10 a.m. over here on the West Coast, 1 p.m. over there on the East Coast. What time is it in Saudi Arabia? It's got to be evening, right? I think it's like 6 o'clock or something in Saudi Arabia. So, oh, there is the title belt, the Crown Jewel Championship, which I'm still not totally sure I understand. Um, is it going to just be like defended just a crown jewel? Is it going to be just something that's like a memorabilia thing that you just put away? Hold on, Anika needs a link. Hold up, hold up. My headset just disconnected and connected. I don't. Can everyone hear me? I don't know. Dolores, can you confirm that they can hear me? Um, I don't know because my headset disconnected and connected again. So hopefully people can hear me. Anika should be here any minute. Just sent her the link. Randy Orton coming to the arena, showing up here. And Kevin Owens. Choo, 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 choo. Live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The show is officially getting started, I assume. You saw that I saw that they released, or I guess released, or their contracts are coming to an end. They're not renewing. Baron Corbin, Indy Hartwell, and Tegan Knox. Which is kind of a couple of those names are surprising. I thought Tegan Knox had some good potential, and yet she, has been injured a fair amount, and obviously hasn't been on TV in a long time now. So I don't. Um, and Baron Corbin, I'm a huge Baron Corbin fan, but obviously that didn't work out. He's had many iterations. He had a long run with WWE. He was there, what, 10 years or so at least. I mean, it's maybe even more than that. So um, it'll be interesting to see what he does. I wouldn't mind seeing him in AEW at the same time. I could see him maybe being the kind of person that slips through the cracks in AEW. I don't know that he's a big enough star per se. I like to think that he is, or that he could be, but I don't know that he is. So I'm not sure. Um, and Indy Hartwell, I don't know. That's another one. Who knows? If it's not working. Anika says the link is not working. And my headset keeps disconnecting and connecting. I Can you guys hear me or not? I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I might. I don't know what is going on today. We are having issues here. There's Sammy. There is Anika.
Just give me the damn link.
I did. I put it in the chat. Not only that, it's always in the
I'm
chat.
here. What the hell? Wait.
Yes, you were here. You were here. You are here.
What is that?
First of all, wait a second. Where'd you go now? Why is everyone going away?
I'm trying to compose myself.
First of all, Dolores gave everyone the link like 3 weeks ago, and it's always the same link, Anika. So every show, you're like, "Where's the link?" You have the link, God, and so let's not go there. Secondly, oh man, y'all are killing me.
Wait a minute.
We're starting off with the bloodline. I'm a little surprised this is the first match opening the show.
Yeah.
I thought this might be the main event, but
didn't need y'all to
I'm
hear
not
that.
surprised.
That was my inner thoughts.
no. It's going to be Cody Gunther main event.
Oh my god, my eyeballs. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
I guess
sense
that
to me.
makes sense. That's
Where's
the one.
peacock?
I mean, the winner of that is the one that gets the belt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's.
I was just trying to figure out. There's only one belt. There's one, Crown Jewel champion. I assume it's the winner of the two world champions that are fighting. So.
Which is
Me
a very
and Sam
Survivor
talked
Series
last
thing
night.
to have.
It's not. If y'all can discuss the Owen, if y'all can understand the Owen Hart Cup, this is just the Owen Hart Cup. Now, granted, it's for the two champions to fight. So the two champions every year is going to fight for this belt.
Okay. All right. Solo and the new bloodline in the ring right now.
Did you see the segment last night where Jimmy J and Roman were basically trying to kind of get together before today, right?
I did not see that. No.
It was. I'm mad at how excited I was for the one stupid dumb behind word. Like, so basically, Jay was just like, "This ain't gonna be like last time. You're not your flunkies." He said, "Be my cousin instead of being my tribal chief." And then so Roman asks Jimmy for the mic, and then you have to rise up the intention. All he said, and then Roman says, "Yeet." Oh my god!
So now he's their cousin and not their tribal chief anymore.
Like, I shouldn't. One word should not make me be that excited. Yeet. Oh my god! Okay, yeah. But that's why it's hard to quit it. It's why it's hard to quit it, because right now the little moments give me so much life, and I don't think anyone else on the roster is giving me that much life yet. Okay, and some people are getting close, but not yet.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. Right now, my favorite WWE wrestler is Jacob Fatu, I think. Yeah. So, and he's in the middle of this storyline, and Jay's red hot, and I like Jay at the moment. So, I mean, it has one of my least favorite wrestlers in the middle of it, in Roman Reigns. So, it's a little like bittersweet, but it is what it is. With as many guys as I dislike, there's always someone I dislike in the middle of something. So.
I came in quickly to yell at Anika because Anika, you keep asking for the same link that is in your inbox and in the group inbox. That is the same link every single week. Every single time is the same link.
What we not gonna do?
That's why I put us over here.
At least remind me, this is a new stream. This is a new game. I didn't have to have these problems on the other stream. So you know that. I don't understand. It's like if we're in school, you tell me one thing, and then 2 months down the line, you remember that same thing. I don't understand why you don't understand me.
the inbox that I sent you. It says this will be your link forever until we move another
Again, how old is that message? How old is that message? I thought we were on the same team. I thought we were all on the same team. If we're all on the same team, let's remember let's all try to be great together. And that means you tell me and remind me it's the same link.
I did 29 times and in the group chat and in Anika, you are in 2 or 3 group chats with our screen. These are the same links to the point where CM jumped in and said, when she said Hulk Hogan or somebody get the fighting, will it still be the same link? Yes.
See, I don't remember that. I don't remember that conversation with CM. Was that a part of that? Was that part of that conversation? I wasn't part of the conversation, so I don't understand what you yelling at me for in front of other people, okay? You yelling at me in-house. You yelling at me in front of other people.
I didn't yell at you in-house. I caught you right here and there. And it's on site when I see you. And so this is the point, Anika. From now on, every pay-per-view, this is the pay-per-view link. Every cookout is the same cookout link. Every Friday night is the same Friday night link. Okay, Anika,
That's the thing. With the rest of them, it's like, okay, cookout, okay, Watchalong. And then, when was the last time we had a pay-per-view? So I had to go back into the archives and find the same link a month ago.
Anika, we had a pay-per-view last weekend.
I don't remember that.
Yes. Halloween Havoc, Anika. Every pay-per-view will be on this station link, okay?
And did you remind me last week that it was the same link last week?
That's the point of me coming up here again, because every week you ask for the same link.
Every time we have a pay-per-view, you have to remind me it's the same link. This is your cross to bear. This is your cross to bear to remind me every pay-per-view.
I know what I'm going to for Christmas from Geekos Below, but that's what you need. Your memory bad. You need something for your memory.
We're not going to do in front of other people, okay? Got me cussing.
I am sick, and I am tired, and I had to hear you say, I want to say, I told ALW, I said, she here, she gonna ask for the link. And that's exactly what you did. 2.2 seconds after I
said that. Again, you know me. So I don't understand why we have this say, we're gonna have the same fight, we're gonna do what you gotta do. We're gonna have the same fight, we're gonna do what you gotta do.
Listen, now that I know you have some type of memory loss problem, I will remind you. Every time I'm gonna come in the chat at the end of the show and be like, hey, you remember Friday is the same link that's in your other chat. No, you know what? That don't even help, because I said that one time and I was online. I said, nigga, it's in the same link. And you said, when we were doing it on StreamYard, I said, same link. You said, where do I find it? I said, in your chat. Jesus Christ.
Who keeps all this stuff in the long behind chat? Who
make my
makes stuff in the long behind chat?
Anika, it's in your inbox. It's only between me and you.
That's worse.
I don't add stuff. All it is some links.
That's worse.
Anika,
I want to reach my emails.
Anika, you are on Tuesday, Friday, both Saturday shows, and a pay-per-view. Okay? There are like 5 links in your chat, and you telling me it was that low? Oh,
Evidently it was. Evidently it was.
Christ. Oh my God. Oh Lord, bless it. Somebody help me, please. Okay?
You making me miss J entrance with this foolishness, okay?
Listen, you're gonna miss a lot of entrances if you keep asking for this link. I'm gonna tell everybody to stop giving it to me.
Okay, don't give it to me. And then you gonna see, and then you just gonna see LW's face and freaking Sammy's logo. So yeah, don't send it to me no more. That's how you gonna play it.
Also, Sammy, I see you in here, okay? Bring your butt back up here. I'm not up here permanently. I'm up here to get on a nigga. I'm up here to get on you too. Because you had the nigga, you came late. Okay? Time is key. Don't have these people out here waiting. Okay? If ALW can come on time, I know you can come on time, okay? I know you hear the hot sound of my voice, Sammy. And if not, I'm going to leave your voice note in your inbox, okay? That is it. That is all. Be on time and be courteous, okay?
Be day what is.
Well, I have a great show, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the interruption, but I have to catch these people when I see them. And this is when I saw them. And this has got to be on site. Never again. Next time, I'm going to find you out, okay? Because we coming close to money level. Don't make me have to start taking money away from you, okay?
What we're not going to do is spend people with money. That's what we're not going to do. That's an in-house situation.
All right. So it's going to be 3-on-3 or is it 4-on-4?
It's 3-on-3, but of course the bloodline don't come by themselves.
No, I know, but is it the twins?
LW.
Yeah.
My gripe to you. You see the banners. You see the banners. 3-on-3. 3-on-3. Come on now. Look at the banners, my dude. Look at the banners.
See, now you agree with Dolores. Now she just on one. This is what happens when you agree with crazy people.
So it's 3-on-3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know who's on the new blood side.
I was going to say, it looks like it's supposed to be before she starts yelling Solo and the twins.
It's definitely, no matter what, it's definitely Solo. I guess it makes sense for the twins because that'd be kind of bad to pick one, even though we know which one you should pick. No offense.
Yeah, but if you, what was I going to say? I was going to say, you can't, right now for me, Jacob's the hottest person in this whole feud, no matter what, and he ain't going to be in the match.
Yeah. You're gonna have to alternate, bro. If it was up to me, you're gonna definitely have to alternate brothers because Jacob got to be in one of these matches, point blank. Period. Now hold up, because I see Jacob is on the
ring apron, so
on the ring apron. So maybe it is Jacob, Tama, and Solo. Yeah. Yep. Okay, that's 3. Okay, cool.
So Tama, Tonga, and Tonga Loa would not be wrestling.
Yeah, he on the flow.
He on the flow.
I am very glad that this is first. 2:15 I do have to cut out because I gotta work.
Hey, from my understanding, it is listed as the 4 against the 3.
That's interesting.
So it's a handicap? What the hell, Side note, you can't go wrong with purple. This decor is giving me life.
You know what, Anika? You make me sick.
What?
She don't like purple.
What now?
Purple makes me nauseated, Anika. The color purple makes me nauseated. And it's enough that I had to put it on the graphic. But let alone you gonna big it up and make me look at it on TV?
Heck yeah. Mm-hmm. You already got you. Hey. Don't be scared of me. I will keep this purple in for another month, even though I shouldn't. Just to
It's very WrestleMania 30.
I get paid $1 billion.
That's a good memory. I have no idea what that. I don't remember what that looked like at all.
New Orleans. You're in New Orleans.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you can't not have purple. That's Mardi Gras theme.
When Jey Uso was coming out, I was going bow down to the. All
right.
Oh, and Dolores, I heard everything you said.
Tommy Tonga and Jey Uso in the ring.
I switched to my phone. My phone seems to handle Restream better than my tablet does.
Man, Papa on Restream. Cause I want to do okay, look at me professional. I'm gonna do the background. They're like, you need a better iPhone. No, you need a better stream. I don't understand. My stream ain't strong enough for the background.
You're not gonna disrespect Restream, okay? We are on this platform and it is treating us good. Second of all, Sammy, I will show you the settings and what you need to do. It's probably on a higher setting than it should be in your. Because I had that happen and my thing crashed in the middle of my live, but I learned my lesson and I fixed it.
Okay.
Double T
Yeah,
Mac.
my tablet can't handle it at all.
Dropping double elbows on Tamatonga. One. Tama kicks out at one. It's nice to see the Usos back together.
Bruh, look, Jay has done a phenomenal job. I am hyped for main event Jay Uso, but it's something about the Usos, and I wonder if they're debating, does Jay come out by himself? And yes, he should, but I do need to hear the penitentiary version of the Uso theme song just one more time. Just one more time. Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary.
Whenever they go back to France, they should definitely do that.
Knock them all up, knock them down like this. Like, see?
In the ring with Jimmy at the moment.
Oh!
That was France that happened, right?
No, France was Jay, but it was the glow lights for Jay. It was just Jay.
Oh. Where was the place? Was it England that they went to?
London.
Where? Yeah. Okay, London.
Yeah, and they that's when people actually learned the words. Like, wait, hold up, that's actually what they were saying. Knock them all up, rock them down like this. But thank you. We'll get it now. We got it now.
Solo getting out just barely from 2 super kicks. He's about to get dual super kicked.
Like, again, side note, like no offense. We have machine guns, right? You can't tell me we can't do one Uso versus machine gun match.
That is a dream match for a lot of people. I mean, most of the machine guns aren't as, lively as they once were. They've been doing it for 20 years now.
But they're like the matches they had on SmackDown, even though they're multi-man, they're still good. Like they're still, a good level of action in the ring. Oh, we want Roman. Yeah. Oh my God, tell you guys. See, I should not be this happy over you just touching hands with your cousin. Don't do it. Don't be petty, Jay. Don't be petty. Don't be petty, Jay. You being petty. But that's I get it. Psychology wise, you gotta do the high tag, whatever. Hey. We'll discuss this later. We cannot be discussing this during the match. Hey, you're not my tribal chief. I gotta do what you say.
Everybody's all red and black, aside from Jay. Blue and pink.
So again, right? Because we're gonna have a War Games match. I do love to see my team in unison, but everybody can be wearing red and black. So what? So if Jay wants to be Jay, but what are the colors for the new blood? Blue and red? No, Superman wasn't my dude, so I don't like that. I mean, I guess one side can be all red and one side can be all black. Yeah, that can work. That's your brother.
What is that? Periwinkle?
That is light blue. That is some 80s go to the mall darn near Power Ranger blue. Yes.
Yeah. And the pink is like Barbie Dreamhouse pink.
That's very cool. That's very straight. Jay makes it work. But yes, I don't see Roman wearing any of these colors. So
No.
So when we do War Games, Jay, I need you to tone it down. I need maybe dark blue. Can we do dark blue maybe?
Like a navy?
Oh, navy works. Navy works everyone can work. No one looks bad in Navy. No one looks bad in Navy.
And as a sailor, I have to say the color that goes best with navy is gray.
No, it's not. It's brown.
It's gray.
It's brown. Well, we're not doing this. We're not doing this right now. Okay? It's brown. Maybe black.
Gray pants for the navy waistcoat.
Like you got. Give me a minute. If you're here for the wrestling, Jay and Tom are in the ring right now, and Jay giving him the yeet punches. Yeet.
I mean, I guess brown pants for the navy coat doesn't sound bad.
What? I'm gonna give you some what you call it. I'm gonna give you some what you call it. Some visuals. Yes. Come on. You see how sexy that is? You see how nice that goes together? Now I'm gonna show you the brown and blue. Now I'm gonna show you the gray and blue. Oh, what you got your people's eyes for? You crazy bird? Come on. Yeah, I know I was doing a lot, but let's bring it back. Hey DJ, bring that back. Oh Lord, the Simone Werewolf is in the ring. Oh yeah, double teaming Jay. Look, I don't hate it. It's just not vibrant. A vibrant thing. Like it's not bad, but the brown makes it more vibrant. Just a vibrant thing. Vibrant thing. Okay. Yeah. All right. New blood still in control. Now, oh Lord, Jacob talking smack. So ALW, can you say something? All right, yeah, I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. Dang it. Okay. But Jacob's in control. Woo! Tamatanga with the over the top, just a. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with this man? This man is like, okay, I get you want to be different, but the whole I can't do it. Yeah. Stop! You sound a crazy person. Come on. Why won't you be? Why won't you let me be great? I want both. Oh, Tom taking a cheap shot to Jimmy. This is gonna be interesting. I don't think has
Can
Roman
you hear me
ever.
now?
Yeah, there we go.
You can hear me now.
Yes.
My wireless headset apparently must have died. It kept disconnecting and reconnecting, and then all of a sudden it wouldn't reconnect anymore. So it must
Aw.
have died, and so I had to find another headset and make that work. So hopefully this one lasts and stays, so we don't have that issue anymore.
Hey, let's do. We gotta do what we gotta do.
Jey Uso makes it into the corner for the hot tag to Roman Reigns.
Let's go. And again, Roman, like, how is your hot tag slow?
Right? Well, everything Roman does is slow.
But okay, let's go.
Solo and Roman going at it toe to toe.
Enough
Right.
is enough.
Exchanging
Not
right.
if you buck. We have not gotten a solo versus Roman match, right? Oh shoot. Okay.
Sorry.
I hear myself.
Yeah, that's Sammy. That's my bad. I didn't know if he could add himself or not. I didn't know.
Oh no, I
You're gonna have
can't.
to, yeah, you're gonna have to mute your audio so we.
Oh, okay.
Or we can hear the echo. Or now I can't, but.
All right, now it's good. We're good. Okay. Like all these individual matches, they don't have to be at WrestleMania. Like everybody, like, well, like no, we have a couple before WrestleMania. If you want, you can do Roman versus Solo at Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber, or there's no December match, which is cool. I'm not mad at that at all. Like,
we haven't had Roman and Solo singles yet, right? We haven't had a singles match. We've had them in matches like this together, but not in a singles, just one-on-one.
Nope. So yeah, like we can definitely build. And
Solo counters the Superman punch. Has Roman up on his shoulders. Roman counters. He's down.
Superman
pushes
punch.
Solo into the ropes and then hits him with the Superman punch. As Solo was coming off the ropes.
Here he comes. He's hulking up.
Now Roman in the corner, getting ready for the spear. Here it comes. He's talking shit. He's saying something, saying a whole bunch of words. And now he's howling.
Oh, knee to the face.
Oh, counter by Solo.
Spike.
Oh,
where's your people? Where's your people?
Oh, Jimmy, that was 3. That didn't look like he got there in time. That was 3, right? I mean, it looked like 3. I didn't see Jimmy get there. I thought it was over, and then all of a sudden Solo's moving like.
I real life want to rewind, but we can't rewind right now.
Oh, man.
But I was saying, everyone looked so freaking close, so freaking far. So it's like, hold on, where is everybody? This is right.
Super kick, Jay, 2 in a row to Jacob. Jacob goes out of the ring through the middle rope. Solo in, super kick from Jay. Another super kick, a third one to Jacob. Jay off the rope, between the ropes. Oh, huge. Oh, Jacob caught him. Caught Jacob and then headbutted him. After taking 3 super kicks, Jacob still had the wherewithal to catch Jay and headbutt him. Another Superman punch from Roman to Solo.
And it also doesn't help. I'm not sure about your TV, but my TV is low. So my phone is low. So I can't hear when he hit.
Me either.
Because you know refs had to slide and then
right. Roman Superman punch to Tongaloa, who was up on the ring apron. Jacob, he tried to hit him with the Superman punch.
But he couldn't.
Jacob caught him, headbutt. Jacob with the elbow to Roman.
Like some kind of
flying back elbow type thing. Moonsault from Jacob.
Unleash the Jacob. Oh my God!
Jacob between the middle ropes, taking out both Usos.
Who do you think you are, Samoa Joe? I once. Oh my God!
Could you imagine Samoa Joe versus Jacob Fatu?
Why y'all put this in my head? It's not going to happen.
That was you that put that in our head.
I didn't say the word. I said, who do you think you are? I didn't say y'all should fight.
Samoan Spike. Another one.
1, 2, 3.
Solo Sikoa with the clean pin, well, as clean as it can be in this situation, over Roman Reigns. So the new tribal chief pinning the old tribal chief with the Samoan spike.
there were
Really,
no
it should have been over earlier if it
shenanigans.
wasn't for Jay earlier, or for Jimmy
Right.
earlier. It would have been over with the first Samoan spike. So
Again, we'll watch the tape and see if he does it the
yeah,
slow
because
half the
it looked
count.
like three. It looked like Jimmy was a half a second too late, and they just
Right.
kind of played through it.
Right.
But the new bloodline getting the big win here over the original bloodline. Let me ask you a question. Is there any chance in the world that you see them all like setting their differences aside and coming together for one big giant bloodline faction, i.e. Bullet Club, NWO? We got 9, 10 guys or whatever.
Okay, I ain't going front. I do want Soul back in the fold, and Jacob is awesome. Okay. The story's in my mind. It will have to be the Thomas turning on Solo for him to get back with the old blood. But then who would be? But if the Thomas by themselves, they're
Zilla.
not big enough. I know he was big in the independent scene, but is he big enough to be the leader of New Blood? I don't know.
I figured it would be Fatu and Zilla.
But we want Fatu and No Blood. It was like,
If Fatu joins Old Blood wins.
Heck yeah! And then, like, let's just say, like you said,
like,
if you
I'm sorry, but like, who's gonna give a crap about New Blood?
That's the thing. Like, I'm trying to think now. Besides, okay, so let's not do Old Blood, New Blood. We're all in one group. Who is the biggest heel to hype this up, and it'll be prompted for all of them to be together? That's another thing, right? Maybe Gunther, but he needs a lot of other people to help him. Right?
I mean, so what about, why do we even need that? What if we do something stupid like, this is wrestling, so you do something dumb like literally, you just have a... Oh my God, all right, hold on, I guess I'm late because somebody's here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Sami Zayn! Sami Zayn is here.
Who is joining? Who
So they'd put a chair on Roman's neck, the new bloodline. They'd put a chair around Roman's head, but he was in the corner, and then Sami came out.
Who was he going to help? Because he was talking to Solo. That was his first job.
Did the tribal chief just get himself a new wise man?
Oh no, don't do that. No. I don't do that.
Solo's talking to Sami right now. It looks like Thomas is kind of moving to the side. To one side, Jacob's... What's going to happen here with Sami Zayn in the ring? Tensions are high.
I know I'm echoing.
Okay, Sami's looking at Roman, who's got the chair still around his head. Is he going to pull the chair off? Now he's back.
Jay.
Oh, Jay, sorry. Jay, the chair around Jay's head.
No!
Oh, Sami and Solo hugging. Oh, Sami suplexes him. And now he's attacking the twins. Oh, Jacob taking out Sami. But Sami's clearly with the old bloodline. Jay back up trying to fight in. Now Jimmy in, Roman in. So now it's 4-on-4.
Now it's 4-on-1.
Well, now it's 4-on-1, but yeah.
Oh, I can feel it in my thighs.
Solo all alone in the ring.
Oh my God.
The old bloodline with Sami Zayn, one in each corner. And Solo in the middle of the ring, about to take something from all four guys, I'm sure.
Don't do it.
Haluva kick first. Haluva kick first. Who's gonna strike first?
I'm so good.
You know Roman gets the Superman punch or the spear to finish it.
Oh shit!
You might be ahead of me. Holy smokes! So Roman went to go for the spear at the same time that Sammy decided to go for the haluva kick.
I think he went for the Superman punch.
Oh, did it? It looked like a spear, but either way, they both went for their move, and Solo moved out of the way, and Sammy kicked Roman right in square in the face with the haluva kick. And then Solo rolled down and is laughing. Now Jimmy's yelling at Sammy. Now Jay's yelling at Jimmy. There's a little dissension here because they're saying, did Sammy kick Roman on purpose? Jimmy and Sammy are having to be separated by Jay at the moment. Jimmy's not happy with Sammy. And Roman's down holding his mouth in the middle of the ring. Woo! This is too much. They are doing too much.
Look, we're trying to quit this. We got new talent that needs to come up. That means this has to die. This has to stop being a good story. So y'all
They
need
just
to
warmed
stop.
this up 100. I think they just warmed this up another 100 degrees.
Y'all need to stop. We don't have time to be reinvested in this story, okay? Who we got folks on Braun Breaker. We got folks who's new. I don't care. I'm ready for war games.
And the thing is that like I like Roman so much better now that he's not the champion.
How are you gonna top that? Why was this first? I know it shouldn't have been first.
That was a hell of a way to open the show. Lots of fireworks and spicy stuff happening there.
I'm so glad that was first. Okay,
who follows this?
Don't let it be a women's match. Don't let it be a women's match because that is not fair to the women. Let it be some other punk behind dude match. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
Bronson
that.
and Seth?
Yeah.
Do that. Do that.
Yeah,
That's a nice little pull down. That was
John
too
Cena
good.
hyping up WrestleMania.
But honestly, it's probably going to be the women's tag team.
Probably.
Oh, that was too freaking good. That was
too crazy. So much stuff happened there.
Man, I've been so hungry today.
This is technically lunchtime for other people. So,
well,
yeah,
I've eaten twice today.
Eating what?
I had a bowl of cereal and then I had a corn dog.
See, no, that ain't real food.
The sky? What is that on that building? Just a green? What is that? That's weird. The skylight of Riyadh, the building they were looking at, had like some green. It was weird.
Something
at the top of the building? I don't know what the hell that was.
I missed it because now they're doing the promo for the the Nexus, the women's
four-way tag team match.
It was expected. It was expected.
Unfortunately, so.
I gotta go to work. I hate this. Why didn't y'all start at 12? What was the point of a 2-hour pre-show? Honestly,
right?
What's the point of this? See, y'all. And where's my niece? Why y'all pissing me off? Why are we doing an interview with this new dude and Gunther before the match? This could be cut. I need an interview about what the freak this match is happening. Like, honestly, why are we people don't have time, bro?
Well, WWE wants to, make sure that their pay-per-view slot is filled out, so they got to have filler stuff.
What happened to the tight card? We're already stretching it with 6 matches. Then you
Unfortunately, they're not scheduling it around Anika's work schedule.
I'm just saying, help me out, help you. You gonna definitely drop down 1 rating because I gotta go. But yeah, so again, selfishly, I am glad they did that match first. So like I am interested. Nah, not really. I was gonna say no. I was kind of interested in Nia versus Liv. But if Nia don't win, I'm gonna be pissed off. So I'm not sure I want to watch that match or not.
I hear you. I feel the
Really?
same way.
For both of these people? What did they think?
I feel the same way.
So because me and Sam talked about this last night. This is literally 2 years in the making. Gunther versus Cody. That Royal Rumble match 2022. I think we're all like, yes, this could happen. Did you think it was gonna happen in Saudi, or like I was definitely thinking it'll be over here on one of the major 4 pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was assuming it happened in Europe.
Bash in Berlin. Oh yeah. So maybe one of those. But yeah, like definitely, Saudi was last on my radar. Definitely last on my radar.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Time will tell here in a little bit here whether we needed the match at all. I mean, part of me doesn't even know that I need Cody versus Gunther, really, honestly. But we'll find out here.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
Saudi's as good a place to do it as any. I mean, they paid for big matches. They like the big matches. So I mean, might as well do it here.
Oh no! So more importantly, in my mind, someone was not the champion. Like either Gunther, if we we're going to do this match before Saudi, it was definitely Gunther goes for Cody's title. More so that I was going to say Cody versus Gunther's title. No, not really. It was mostly Gunther beating Cody for the title.
Right.
But stuff changes. You got to rearrange them.
I mean, you got to do something with the second belt you brought in, right? So I mean,
yeah. More so, I'm ready for one of these people to put the belt on their shoulder. Cause we just been seeing the belt been carrying the case. I'm like, how big? Like you can make the belt.
That
look
Crown
big
Jewel belt
in
looks
the case.
huge.
Right, exactly. So I'm like, no offense. I just want to see the belt on someone's shoulder and see how big it
looks
is.
ginormous.
All right, finally getting this fatal 4-way women's match started.
Finally, it does look like we're back to live action as opposed to Damage Control coming out first, it looks like.
Yep. Your range, reset the stage.
Io and Kyrie representing Damage Control.
Reset the stage. We go to plane.
So total 6 degrees of separation, but seeing Damage Control makes me think of Dakota Kai, which makes me think of Tegan Nox, which makes me think of reminding and asking you guys what do you think of hearing about the fact that she is no longer with WWE. Her, Baron Corbin, and Indy Hartwell. The 3 of them no longer with WWE.
Unfortunately, Tegan Nox being released is not the least surprising. It is the least surprising because she's great. We all love her. We know how good she is in the ring. But evidently, too many surgeries. You have to, business-wise, unfortunately, see the ups and downs, and that, again, that's very, very unfortunate. So I'm not surprised. I am surprised about Baron Corbin because it's like, why would you his that run in NXT, even if it was with Braun Breaker, it was still a great run. So why would you basically I feel like it's enough of failure? You're gonna bring him back to the main roster. You really don't have anything for him. Like just leave him in NXT. And if it was a contract thing, like this sounds weird to say. This sounds weird to say, but at least talk to him about getting an NXT. Like, if you're paying him main event money and that's the reason why you released him, at least talk to him about that. Like, now if he declines, and that's his business, because hey, yeah, I understand. You try and cut me from 500 to 250 is a very big deal. But at least talk to him about that. You know what I'm saying? Before you just say, we're just gonna release you.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they did have some of those conversations. I have no idea. I don't know. But I was surprised by that, too. I mean, I was less surprised by Tegan Nox, obviously, just because she's injury. It seems like she's fairly injury prone. She hasn't been on TV a whole lot. She hasn't seemed to be able to stay healthy, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Indy Hartwell is interesting. She's been a mainstay for the most part, but at the same time, she is a mid carder and maybe lower mid carder. So I guess it doesn't. If you're looking at your roster and you're like, okay, we've got to cut some people, if that's the decision you decided you have to make. I mean, she's one of those people that seems to be in that pool of cuttable people. Baron Corbin is odd to me just because everything he's done well in WWE, and they've given him shit. At the same time, like, he's been there for a long time already, right?
Yeah.
So at some point, it's like, we've reinvented you 5 times. We don't have a 6th time. So I guess we're just done. I mean, maybe we'll just go our separate ways. I don't know.
If Tegan's legs will hold together, I see her doing well in another company.
Yeah, I could see that. I think Indy's still young, too, fairly young. I mean, actual years.
Definitely in her 20s.
So, I mean, she could go somewhere else and I think do well.
Well,
And
Indy, I feel, is like Ring of Honor, not AEW.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I would agree with that, probably. Yeah.
WWE, you bastards. I just I muted my phone. I muted myself so I can hear Chelsea Green. That is not Samantha Irving's voice. It was so no freaking energy towards it. Didn't it, like, just scrap it then. If you ain't gonna use freaking Samantha Irving, I mean, like, what's the point? Like y'all so freaking cheap.
It's interesting. It's interesting. You don't really. Sometimes you don't recognize how good someone is, or not bad, but just how much better someone actually was at something until they're gone and you have something bad. Like, forever, Lillian Garcia was fine. I didn't have a problem with her. And then you had Samantha Irvin, who all of a sudden was like amazing, and now she's gone, and you brought back, and Lillian's terrible now in comparison. And it's unfortunate for Lillian, but it's like, yeah, you're not Samantha Irvin. It's like,
yeah.
Oh man! And you realize just how good Samantha is, right? I mean, you periodically do get these, transcendent talents, right? These once in a generation or once in a lifetime type people, and she seems to be one of those as far as that job goes. I mean, she's definitely in a class of her own at the moment. So
it's not her passion.
No, that's true.
But
she's too good for us.
Well, there is that.
I definitely go on the road, but you couldn't hold her down for a month, every Monday. We asking you for 4 days, not 4 whole days, just 4 times out the month. Just say people's names real quick, and then go back to the visit.
No, I mean just once a month, pay-per-views, like.
Side note, I want to know what the Saudi people are thinking about, more so the men, because hey, y'all said we have to be covered up, and I want to know who was the person who said who cracked the code. Okay, we'll be covered up. It's gonna be tight as hell, but we're gonna be covered up.
Yeah. Yep, they're all covered up. They're getting tight.
Before it was all black with a either Raw or SmackDown red or blue shirt.
T-shirt, and the t-shirts are baggy as ham fat.
Yeah, baggy as hell too.
I'm seeing booties and titties right now.
You had Natalia, you had Alexa Bliss, you had
Naomi,
Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to say Becky Lynch had a match.
I want to say the last time they had t-shirts on was Becky, Bianca, and it was Sasha. I think they had t-shirts for their match, even though they weren't overtly big, but it was still a t-shirt.
Bianca and Io in the ring.
There's a dude in the crowd who believes in Joe Hendry.
Clap. Ooh!
Bianca with the big suplex. Now dancing in the ring.
I don't.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy or nah?
On what?
Spicy.
I'm gonna make me food. Okay. spicy.
depends on what kind of food you're eating.
I'm gonna make a bowl of ramen.
Yeah, I
Spicy.
mean, yeah, that's probably something that you like spicy, so that's probably something you would make spicy.
Well, I got two different kinds. I got a spicy kind and a non-spicy kind.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so spicy probably.
So it's just non-spicy. What's the flavor on of the non-spicy ramen? Like, is it chicken? Is it beef? Is it shrimp?
I don't know.
There's spicy and non-spicy.
I can tell you that the
Bianca's fighting
spicy's
off.
chicken.
Bianca fighting off
Definitely
Piper
good.
Niven and Chelsea Green at the moment.
Yeah, Jay's onesie is doing something. It's like I'm just gonna leave it to y'all heteros. And the chick and the chicks who in that. I love Eos though too. She's like a superhero with like a little bell bottom at the end. Oh, Lash just tacked her stuff in. Oh, she caught her. Oh, okay, let's do it. Can you? Okay.
I think you're ahead of me. I don't know. I got Jade gorilla pressing. Whatchamacallit?
Chelsea Green.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Into Lash Legend, right? Or Jakara Jackson, one of them. Lash Legend.
Mm-hmm. Like a little lash and Jade face off. I like it.
Right.
I'm gonna pause a little bit though. 1, 2, 3.
Then I got the double team move with Lash and Jakara. Jakara's going up on Lash's back.
All right, we're a little bit closer now.
Jakara off the top of Lash's shoulders. Put a pin. 1.
I feel like so much less effort was put into the NXT girls' outfits.
Why you say that? Because they're giving me Mystique from X-Men right now.
Oh yeah, I can see that a little bit.
Especially with I'm like, I'm sorry, they got too much booty. They got too much booty to be this tight on your butt. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. That is an African butt, and y'all know that is too tight on your booties.
So, would you say that Sky Pirates have the least effort in their outfits?
Not gonna say least effort. They look like space superheroes. Like I feel like those are Power Ranger. Those are Power Ranger onesies.
That might be the least like.
Which Power Rangers did come from Japan?
Like, oh, okay, how you gonna step on? Like, hold up, you stood on her side,
Kyrie.
It is really nice having Sky Pirates back.
Kyrie take it out. Jakara Jackson.
Come on, Kyrie, let's go.
Chelsea Green in the ring. Has Kyrie up. Kyrie
When Asuka comes back, can we get a women's trios title? Because like the three of them, like God, they deserve it.
There's not enough team for trios, but I would go for a Freebirds rule. Like let them be a trio and just do the Freebirds rule of whoever you got. Hey, you don't know which who you gonna face.
Just what we need. WWE needs is another title that nobody cares about.
Oh shoot! Dang it!
Or that doesn't get defended, or that there's no division to support. I mean, you have a hard enough time supporting a women's tag team division, let alone a women's trios division. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that did not work out the way they wanted that to.
It was too fast. I'm wondering if the suit made her slip, but it's cool though. She's professional. Sometimes it don't work. It's fine. Cause you then you gonna give me a perfect drop kick, and I don't care.
And we got to see a move I've never seen. Just straight uppercut while somebody's on the top rope, which like seems very effective, and I'm surprised we haven't seen that before.
Right?
Like that's
Oh,
a great improvisation on the spot, and it's like, wow, like that actually looks good. Like, how's nobody ever done that before? Just like, yeah, they're up there, bend them over, uppercut. Like, yeah, makes sense.
Give it to me! Introduce it to my veins! Let's go! Introduce it to my veins! Let's
Niven in the ring for
go!
the first time. Lash with the pump kick.
Oh, shoot! I
On the
heard
entrance.
that.
Jade and Lash face to face.
Heard it in my chest.
Ooh.
Jade
Right?
with the big forearm. Lash tries it forward with the forearm. Jade with the big forearm. Oh, Lash back with a big forearm. Back and forth.
Hold up.
Oh,
Piper.
super kick from Jade.
Get off the
Lash
top
no
rope,
sell.
Piper.
Oh, try to go for the pump kick. Jade out of the way, and then hit her with their own pump kick. Jade is hyped. Then she got Lash. Oh, Piper off the top rope with the crossbody on them both. Lash and Jade.
Mm-hmm. Like, Chelsea, you can't grab
Chelsea
nobody.
Green in the ring trying to grab Jade to go over the pin, but couldn't get either one of them. So now she's in the ring throwing a temper tantrum.
I love this chick. She's so stupid. No, when you see it, it's hilarious. She's trying to go up the top rope.
I was
She's
just saying
like,
Chelsea to the top rope, and now she decides to go back to the bottom rope. What the hell is she doing?
She's scared. She's trying.
Now she's on the ring apron. She doesn't want to do it, so now she turns around and jumps. Ultimately caught by Piper Niven. She jumped on Piper Niven. Oh, Kairi Sane up top. Drops the elbow from the top.
Insane elbow.
G to the sky! G to the sky!
Love the Sky Pirates. So freaking good.
Yo on the top rope. Moonsault. Taking out Chelsea and Piper.
Oh, Lord. What is Charlotte Lambert to do?
Oh.
Just keep her.
Chikara's on Lash's shoulders. And they go over to the top rope. Chikara springboarding off of Lash's shoulders onto all the people outside the ring.
So they were doing a version of this on SmackDown. I'm like, this.
Bianca taking out Lash. Everyone out on one side of the ring.
They were doing a fatal 4-way on SmackDown last night, and I'm like, this might be the sleeper match. This might be the best match of the night. And they are they're trying. They are trying. Only time will tell, but come on, chicks, let's go.
You know, I think I've been underrating Kairi Sane.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Which I don't feel like I was underrating Kairi Sane, but now I feel like I've been underrating Kairi Sane.
It's unfortunate that she got hurt and they don't see her as a singles like they see EO. Like evident, like it's stupid to say, but it's probably real that they just think of one Asian lady can be on top, which is unfortunate. And right now it can be EO, not Kairi, which is dumb. But I would love to. It's crazy. I would love if the women. What are we doing? Oh Lord! So who's legal?
Insane elbow.
Ref, I need you to help us with who is legal, who is not. But yeah, I would love if there is a C2, like, or even like a. Ooh, okay, I saw it. So you're a little ahead of me. Here comes Char Jackson in the top row. Ooh, good missile. Okay, missile drop kick.
Are you okay, Kairi? Are you okay?
Wait, what's happening? What are they going to do? What about to do? Oh shoot! Okay, it worked enough. But I would not. Let's not do what you call it. Let's not do catch up elbows, catch up power bombs. Oh, shoot! Sorry, Santon, baby girl. Did that hurt? How did that not hurt Chelsea's knees?
Oh, surely it did. Oh,
Hold up! What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, here comes Jay. Okay, Jay.
I'm so confused.
Wait. Oh shoot. Oh no. Piper thought Piper wasn't looking, and she didn't know that Jay countered with Chelsea, so she didn't know that they switched places. See, that's why Kimmy have a move with your back, where you have to have your back turned. Oh, how strong are you, big strong chocolate sisters? Let's see. Let's go. Yes, because you're that strong.
Wow.
Tower of Doom. Oh, that sent chills down my freaking spine. Let's go.
Is this the best? Is this the
Go.
best WWE pay-per-view of the year?
We don't say pay-per-view, but
PLE. My bad.
No. I'm just saying. No. Psh, I don't care. No, not about that. It's only 2 matches down, but so that I would say that is the best women's tag team match of the year. I think I can say that safely. My chocolate Towers of Power doing the Tower of Doom. Let's freaking go. That was great. That was great, especially with the tag team division, and there wasn't really much, like there's not real fuel to the fire with the women's tag team division. So just as a division, they needed this match, and this match was great. This match was really freaking good.
And everybody got to showcase like their talents. Like,
And Bianca
Jade got to
retained.
showcase her strength.
Yep.
The Sky Pirates got to showcase their acrobatics. Chelsea Green and Piper got to showcase their character talents.
I never needed you at all.
And what a PLE debut for Metaphor.
Right? I am glad that Jade and Bianca switched up their finishing move. The whole kick to a suplex, it was cool, but it didn't feel like a finishing move. This feels like a finishing move. I'm gonna lift up this big chick and I'm just gonna close her from the top freaking rope. Let's go.
Yeah, I was wondering if this wasn't the moment where they might have somebody else win the titles and might start maybe the feud that we really want between Jade and Bianca, but clearly there's still traction left on them as tag team champions.
I mean, you got to save that for WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can start building, I suppose. I mean, it just depends on how long you want to build for, right? WWE likes 3-week builds, so yeah. I mean, I guess it's not.
So that's
WrestleMania season doesn't start until what? March
Royal
or something?
Rumble.
Or, yeah,
February.
Royal Rumble's when we start. Yeah, but that's why I kind of appreciate them not having too many matches in between. Yeah, come like I do think the whole buildup of them that should definitely be at WrestleMania starting January, and then we definitely
they can lose the titles at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
that would probably work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't want to close my eyes.
Isn't that the song from the movie where Ben Affleck goes into space?
Yes, but Ben Affleck was not the star of that movie. It was Bruce Willis. It was Ben Affleck was in there, and it was Mr. Duncan, and it was.
You don't like Ben Affleck?
I like him, but that was when you say Armageddon. Ben Affleck is not the first name out of my mouth. The chick's name Jennifer. I'm gonna say it's Jennifer Tilly. I'm not sure. I feel like
Jennifer Tilly, the woman from Chucky.
It's not. I know. Like it's crazy. I don't know her name, but I know her face. But I was the chicks. The thing, so I'll scratch that because I can't say her name because I don't know her name. But yeah, I would say the chick, Bruce Willis, the dude who's in every freaking what's his name? Jeremy what's the Jeremy Bruckheimer film, who's in the dude who's in every Jerry Bruckheimer film, and then Ben Affleck.
I forgot he was even in that movie, honestly.
He's
Um,
I forgot Ben was
so
even in Armageddon.
that's the best moment. Sorry, go.
the woman, like, what does she look like?
She looks like, so no offense, but in the 90s, it was three of them Johns look the same. She looks like Jennifer Love Hewitt, but she's not her. It's another person, the chick from the Hulk 2003. That might be her. I'm not sure. And then a couple of them. I'm like, no offense. I'm not saying yes, I am. Screw it. All that look alike.
Nice, Anika.
Okay. Are you talking about the woman who played Bruce Willis's daughter?
Yes.
Okay, that is Liv Tyler. She was in the Hulk, but she was in the Incredible Hulk, the 2007, 2008 one.
See, Liv Tyler, Jennifer Jennifer Tilly. Oh, there's a whole lot of J's and T's up here. So don't at me. There's a whole lot of J's.
She was in The Strangers. She was in Lord of the Rings. She is the daughter of Steven Tyler, who did that song.
Oh, that's insane. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but that I cannot get through that last scene where she's talking to Bruce Willis on the television and they're saying goodbye, and she was like, I try to deny it, but I'm not like Mom. I'm mostly like you. And then the freaking ending where he hits the button and
The memories you guys have of things is just insane to me. I mean, I've seen that movie I've probably seen it twice in my life, but I have no idea couldn't remember the final scene or anything about any scene from the movie or anything. In fact, sitting here, I had to Google it because sitting here, I'm thinking, wait a second, isn't that the one where fucking Bill Paxton drives the spaceship into the spaceship? But that's Independence Day. That's a whole different movie. So you know what I mean. So I'm already working from behind. So let alone remembering the final scene, like Bruce Willis talking to her and everything, like. Y'all are crazy with the stuff you remember.
It's the best ending ever. And then you play the music, and then beforehand, Bruce Willis, because it was supposed to be Ben Affleck who hits the button because it drew straws. And then before Ben Affleck goes into outer space, he switches, take care of my daughter. He hits the button, like, no, open the door. I'm sorry. I can't. To this day, I can't watch it without.
The only thing is that it's also such a dumb movie too, due to the fact of.
You're a dumb movie. I'm sorry.
Due to the fact of. You would train astronauts to drill. You wouldn't get drillers and train them to be astronauts.
Right?
We don't have time to train an astronaut. The asteroid is coming in 2 weeks, so we better. So might as well just hire some drillers and teach them the basics, and then add some astronauts. It makes perfect sense.
No. It takes way longer to train to be an astronaut than it takes to learn how to drill.
How do you know? Are you trained to be a driller? Are you trained to be a driller?
You can go onto Google and you can look up how long the school is. There's more drillers than there are astronauts. It's harder to be an astronaut.
Leaving on the jet plane.
Killing me.
I don't
All right,
know
it's Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed time. I sure hope Bronson Reed gets the win here.
I'm gonna be so mad if he doesn't. And
I mean, it's Seth Rollins, so it is. You can never It's one of those situations where you can never count him out because it's Seth Rollins and they love him. But at the same time, Bronson Reed needs the win. Like I said earlier, the win for Bronson Reed does way more for Bronson Reed over Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins beating Bronson Reed does for Seth Rollins. So
A win for Bronson Reed does more than Seth Rollins taking a loss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Affects him.
Right.
What the hell do you have on Seth? Like this is just like that. I think that's why people were mad when last WrestleMania build up and Roman just tossed out crossdresser. I'm like, sir, you didn't even have to do that. There are so many other ways to insult how this man looks. But I'm like, that's a low hanging fruit. Let's aim higher because he looks stupid. He looks stupid. We need to find other ways to say he looks stupid. A jean jacket,
It's hard to
puffy
make fun
sleeves.
of how someone dresses when like they go to the nines to try to actually like just look ridiculous. It's just like they know. But trust me, they know.
I'm like,
And
Nothing you say will insult them. They know.
the funny thing about it is that the weirder it gets, the more people are like, "Oh my God, he's a fashion, visionary, and he's setting trends, and look at how great he looks." They refuse to just admit that it looks like terrible trash that it
it
actually is. Like,
looks
Well, I
stupid.
mean, isn't that all
can't
fashion
believe
though?
that.
Like
No,
the
it's
most,
not.
I think it is like the most like fashion things are like complete garbage. Like
Not
sometimes
all the
actually made
time.
from garbage.
Yeah, not all the time, but yes,
Like
I know what you're
the
talking about.
runway stuff, like what they
Okay, so
parade
last
around
thing.
in. Like, yeah.
Have you seen uh The Devil Wears Prada?
No.
So you have to see The Devil Wears Prada because Miss Miranda breaks this down wonderfully. She was they were doing the presentation and Anna Hathaway talking about I'm not used to this stuff, and people were like, oh, this stuff, and so she broke it down like so like you think this is just stuff, this is just stuff, but you have no you have no what you call it, no, this does not affect you, but you don't understand that this blue belt came from the fashion the fashion show from 2 weeks in Paris, believe me, I'm just paraphrasing. And
Right,
so
right.
that twinkles down
Oh
to
no.
people want this Perry blue shirt and they want it in all the other stores. And then the other stores sell you that. So this blue is actually the reason why you're wearing that stupid little blue sweater. So that's why the connections make sense when we do this photo shoot. But more so, I say that more so, and the more important thing, stuff on the one way, that's supposed to be art. I don't think they're, unless you're a Tommy Hilfiger or maybe Kanye, whatever he was trying to do. I don't think they're actually wants to. They're not trying to sell clothes. They're doing a concert, and then somebody will translate that into whatever regular people wear.
Yeah, no,
You see what I'm saying?
it's a lot like if you go to like an auto show and you see concept cars and those kind of things. Like you'll see vehicles, you're like, oh my god, that's so dope, but that vehicle will never actually be made. Someone
Yeah.
will
Exactly.
look at that, and either that company or another company will take something roughly and come up with something that looks kind of whatever or whatever. But yeah, you never see that actual thing. And I think that's kind of a similar situation to a certain
Yes.
extent.
No. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, there's a lot of hit or misses
When
with
you
cars
explain it as
too.
cars, like it makes
Yeah.
more sense to me now.
And there's a lot of hit or misses. I mean, I go to car shows. You go to car shows and you
You
see concept
dude.
cars, and sometimes you're like, "Oh, that's dope," and sometimes you're like, "That's terrible." Like, I can't believe that the Cybertruck has become as popular as it is. That thing is
That
terrible
truck
looking.
looks
Like,
stupid. That
it
truck looks
does.
butt ugly.
Now
Like,
inside, I'm sure it's probably really nice. I haven't been inside one. I mean, you can see a 360 on the website, but I haven't been inside one. It's probably nice, but on the outside, like, I can't believe anybody's willing to drive that thing. It's one of those status symbols. It's like, oh, I have it. I
yeah,
think is what it is
exactly.
more
But
than
it's
like
Oh,
I.
there was
so
this one concept bike that had a V8 engine on it, and like I'm upset that that thing's not real.
Yeah, sometimes you see cars and you're like, "Oh, that's dope," and then you realize, "Oh, that's a concept car," and it's like, "Ah, that means it's never
right.
gonna happen."
It's like, what? Can we put the biggest engine possible on a motorcycle? Yes, yes, we can, and it looks dope. It looks like something from a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I was looking at it. They had this thing like AI creates pictures of what cars will look like in 100 years, And so some of them were very cool. Some of them weren't like there wasn't like a whole lot of drastic change, which there would be some, but in some there was like you couldn't even recognize it. I mean,
wait, hold on. All right, back to wrestling real quick.
oh,
It was
one
one
tsunami,
but
and then he got
missed
out,
out.
and then a stomp, and then Bronson kicks out of his stomp.
I don't want to be an adult. Oh God!
You're already later than you're supposed to, right? Weren't you supposed to leave already?
I gotta. Okay, I have to be at work at 3. It's 10 minutes from my house. I was gonna take a bath, but my freaking toilet broke. I'm like, are you serious right now? You're cutting into freaking Crown Jewel time. Like, okay, I'm gonna be an adult. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Sorry. When I get ready, I'll probably join while I'm driving to work.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
We'll be here
later.
Sanika is gone. Fortunately, she has to head to work. Seth Rollins has Bronson Reed in the pedigree position. Bronson counters, lifts him up. Seth rolls over, trying to go for the sunset flip, but Bronson Reed just drops down on his chest. All his weight on the chest of Seth Rollins. I can't believe Seth already kicked out or got up from one tsunami already.
All right, lunchtime.
What are you going to eat for lunch? Oh, you're going to eat the soup, the ramen.
Yeah.
Did you go spicy?
Yeah. I was told spicy, so I went spicy.
Seth in the corner. Bronson with a huge slap to the chest. Setting Seth up again. Slinging him into the opposite corner. Chest first. And Seth is down. Bronson Reed standing over him. Bronson is in charge at the moment.
Large and in charge.
Large and in charge. Thick boy. Oh, huge chop to the throat of Seth Rollins. And Seth is down again. Seth back up. Bronson again with another chop to the throat. And Seth is back down again. Seth holding onto the ropes, trying to make his way up to his feet. Bronson's got his back. He's choking Seth out on the top rope, and then a big punch in the midsection. Methodically stalking Seth. He's got him up. Looks like he's going to go for a belly to back. Seth counters. Seth with the boot. Now Seth tries to body slam him, and Bronson Reed is too heavy, and Seth falls over. Bronson Reed on top for a pin for 2.
Feel free to mute me.
Okay, why?
Well, I'm eating.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if anybody wants to hear me slurping.
All right. You're gonna have to somehow give me some sort of signal to unmute you when you're done eating.
Mute myself then.
Okay, yeah, mute yourself. There you go. That'll work. All right. Big chop from Bronson Reed. Seth trying to answer back. Bronson is too big. Big headbutt. Seth is in the corner, basically kind of sitting on the bottom turnbuckle. Bronson back on top. Lifts Seth up. Got him by the arm. Now he's giving him big shoulder blocks from Bronson Reed to Seth Rollins' midsection in the corner. Bronson charging in. Seth gets the knee up. Knee right into the face of Bronson Reed. Pushes him back. Then Seth comes out with a chop. Right hand. Bronson's rocking and reeling. Oh, Bronson counters with a knee to the midsection. Now he's got Seth in pedigree position. Bronson picks him up for a powerbomb. Oh, Seth counters into a DDT. Bronson went for the powerbomb, and Seth countered into a big DDT. Bronson is down. Seth is down. Who will get to their feet first? Very solid match. So far, it's been a very good show. The opening match, Old Bloodline and New Bloodline, was very good. Lots of good stuff going on there. If you didn't watch it, go back and check it out for sure. Lots of great storyline stuff. Sami Zayn came out. So, and then the women's match, Bianca and Jade retained, and then great women's fatal four way for the tag team champions. We were all concerned at what was going to follow the Bloodline match, but the women did a very good job of showing out and holding their own. And now Seth and Bronson's been very good. Seth up to the top rope. Bronson gets over there to push him off. Seth basically sits down on the ring or on the turnbuckle post behind it. Not the thing that holds the turnbuckle up. The screw, I guess, whatever you call it, that holds the turnbuckle up to the ring post. Now Bronson up on the middle rope. Looks like he's trying to go for a superplex, maybe. Got Seth's head in the kind of like the suplex. Oh, Seth countering out. Right hands. Couple right hands. Seth standing. Oh, hit him with the headbutt and pushes him off. Bronson's down. Seth up to the top rope. What's he going to do? Seth with the 5-star or with the frog splash. 1. Ooh, Bronson kicks out at 1 from the frog splash. Just to remind you, in case you forgot how strong Bronson Reed is. After all this, I mean, it's been probably at least a good 6 or 7 minutes. I mean, I don't know how long the match has been, but it feels like that. And he's a big boy, still kicking out at 1 after a frog splash. Bronson up to one knee, trying to rally. He's telling Seth, bring it on. Seth with the super kick. 1. Now the big fucking, the big rolling forearm. I don't know why. Big rolling forearm. Oh, Bronson. Seth went off the rope and Bronson pounced with the, I don't know even what you call that. Just kind of smacked him. Now big powerbomb. Sit down powerbomb. 1, 2. Seth kicks out at 2.5. Bronson Reed just kind of jumps on you with his legs split and knocks you down. I don't know what you call that move, but now he's got Seth up on his shoulders. Death Valley driver in the middle of the ring. Bronson floats over for the pin. 1, 2, and Seth kicks out at 2.5 again. 2 very close. 2 counts. Bronson Reed with some solid offensive moves here. He's up to his feet. Rollins is hurting. Rollins drags himself into the corner. And Bronson in with his boot on the face to Seth. Grabbing Seth by the hair. Gets him up to his feet. He sets Seth on the top turnbuckle. And now he starts serving right hands. Or served him with a big right hand. I guess there's only one. Thought maybe there's going to be more than one. I think he wants a superplex. Looks like he's doing something. Bronson is up on the very top rope. He's trying to pull Seth up into something. The camera angle couldn't really see. Now Seth is up and a big superplex. Bronson Reed. Seth Rollins, 1, 2, and Seth kicks out again. Seth barely staying alive. That was 3, very close, 3 counts in a row. Or in a very short period of time, I guess. Not necessarily technically in a row, but Bronson up, Seth still down. Bronson definitely in control at the moment. It has been all Bronson in the last minute or 2 for sure. And fairly dominant in this match. I mean, Seth has had his moments, but they've done a good job of booking this in such a way that Bronson looks very strong, which he should. So even the offense that Seth has had at moments hasn't had too much effect. Like there, Seth Rollins is now slapping Bronson Reed, but 2 big slaps and Bronson Reed kind of no sells, and then it's with a big clothesline. So Bronson Reed going up to the top rope. Seth is down. What is Bronson thinking? Tsunami time? Oh, Seth Rollins has the wherewithal to roll out of the tsunami zone. He's still down though. Oh, senton. Running senton from Bronson Reed onto the chest. And now Bronson over to the other corner, climbing the top rope. Seth is in the tsunami zone, but he rolls out of the ring. Seth is at ringside. Bronson down off the ropes on the ring apron. Bronson now outside on the floor, stalking Seth, who's got his back to him. Bronson grabbing Seth by the head from the back. Oh, turns around. Seth counters with a, or smacks him with a slap slash chop. Bronson takes Seth and smashes him into the ring announce table, or the announcer table. Sorry. Bronson Reed picking up the top of the two steps. Steel steps. He's holding it. Oh, he's gonna go, but Seth Rollins hits him with the chop block on the leg, and so Bronson Reed falls forward, face first onto the steps. Then Seth Rollins follows it up with a stomp, stomping Bronson Reed's face right into the steel steps. Oh, and then Bronson Reed basically no sells. Bronson Reed is back up and into the ring. And Seth with his second stomp, well, technically a third one in the match, but second in a row. Is Bronson Reed down? Enough to be pinned. Bronson Reed back, working his way back up to his knees. Seth out. Seth goes up to the top rope. Seth off the top rope with the knee to the back of the head. It looked like he wanted to go for the stomp, but it looked like maybe it was the knee to the back of the head instead. Driving Bronson Reed face first in the canvas. 1, 2, and unfortunately 3. And Bronson Reed takes the pin clean from Seth Rollins, who gets the win here, which to me, unfortunately, makes no sense. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I get it. Seth Rollins is one of your WWE Golden Boys. He's, you're one of your main event superstars. He would just held one of your world titles, and Bronson Reed is on the, come up. And in theory, Seth Rollins is a level above Bronson and should probably be beating Bronson. At the same time, you've been pushing Bronson Reed, and Bronson Reed needs the win. Like, if the goal is to push Bronson, he's at least younger in WWE years. And, the goal is to push him, then he should be getting the win.
I
You
believe
can
he's
see,
younger in real life years too.
yeah. On the screen, you can see the horsey and the QR code. If you scan that QR code, that will take you to Linktree. And from Linktree, you can get to all of our social media so you can engage with us everywhere we are. And we are everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. You follow us on Twitch. We are everywhere. Dolores has us everywhere. So thanks to Dolores for that. Yeah, so again, I'm not totally sure I understand the booking decision to have Seth go over here, but it is what it is. A very solid match, and I guess Bronson doesn't necessarily lose a whole lot. I mean, he still comes out looking very strong, and he was the one that had most of the offense during the match. Seth essentially kind of got lucky, I guess, if you want to call it that. And so, yeah, I mean, I'd probably run it back. Maybe next time Bronson will get the win. I mean, I don't know that I actually need to see it again, even though it was good. But I'm sure we're going to get it again. So,
I googled it to find out. Bronson was born in '88. Rollins was born in '86.
okay. So there's not that big a difference. Bronson's looks significantly younger, but he's not. But in wrestling years, it feels like Bronson's definitely younger, or at least WWE years. Bronson's been around a lot less time. Age-wise, if they're that close age-wise, usually these guys don't. Usually, most wrestlers have been doing it for a long time before you get to know them. Very rarely do young guys that start out in wrestling really get to the top in the beginning or get to the big stage, that quick.
Yeah,
So he had to
Anika was
basically
really
be somewhere.
Anika was really surprised to find out that Orange Cassidy is a couple years older than John Moxley.
Whoa, I did not know that either.
Oh, really? So I'm
Ooh.
the only one who knew.
And
Orange
how old?
Cassidy's like 40.
Oh, wow. Well, good. Maybe I won't have to endure him on my screen forever.
Yeah,
Uh,
if he was 30, we'd be having another decade of him.
I mean, we very well might at the rate that these guys wrestle now. As long as you stay healthy. I mean, look at Chris Jericho. Not that I want to see Chris Jericho, but I'm just saying. I mean, he is still competing at a very high level, and someone still likes him, i.e., Tony Khan. So, whether the fans like him or not, someone's still willing to give him a job and titles. So, it feels like the wrestlers are getting a little longer in the tooth. It feels like 30 is kind of like the prime now, 30, 35, somewhere around there.
Oh,
Because you got to,
35's always been the prime
yeah,
for anything aside from football.
yeah. I mean, I guess maybe that's true. I mean,
Football,
uh,
it's 30.
yeah. I mean, I would say I don't know that I would say 35 is your prime in basketball. I feel like 35 you're already starting to slow down. I think it's like 28 to 31 or something. But either way, I mean, we're drawing. It's splitting hairs. But no, I mean, it is what it is.
How old is LeBron James?
Well, he's 41, but he's an anomaly too. I mean, most guys don't play to that old. I mean, most NBA basketball players are retiring usually somewhere between like, depending on what kind of career you're having and if you're still being, productive and successful, someone wants to give you a spot somewhere anywhere between 32 and 37. Usually that's like the area where you start to slow down and wrap it up. Most people aren't playing until they're 40.
Yeah,
Most
which
NBA careers aren't 20 years. I mean, the average NBA career is like 8 years. So if you come into the
32
league,
to 37, which in the middle of that is 35. Like it's not an exact, some people it's a little early, some people it's a little later, but like that's
right, right,
usually where you hit your peak and then you start slowing down after that.
yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not a sports scientist, so I mean, I don't, I don't know. I just,
Football, it's typically a little earlier though, like it's like 30. And then like once you hit like 32, 33, then you start slowing. Like you
yeah.
slow
And I
down
mean,
faster in football than anything else.
a lot of that's also positional dependent too. I mean, running
True.
backs wear out. If you're a workhorse running back, you wear out a lot sooner. If you come into the league at 22 and you're a rookie and you're a workhorse for 5 or 6 years, maybe even more. You're lucky if you get 10 years. I mean, if you're a quarterback, a lot of times, if you come in at 22, by the time you're 30, 31, 32, you like you said, you're just hitting your prime, or you're starting to, you're right in the middle of your prime. So I mean, it all just depends, and it also depends on each player's ability to stay healthy and all those kinds of things.
But also a good number of those, they'll swap out from being a running back to being, well, I mean, either one's a running back, but you'll switch up from being a halfback to a fullback, where you'll
Yeah,
be mostly a blocker instead of a run and crash into people.
yeah, you definitely can do that. Yeah, as you get a little longer in the tooth, some of the superstars
Uh,
definitely.
CJ Lamb, he was in the 20, he came in 2013. He's still playing, but he's playing now as a fullback instead of a
Right.
halfback.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean that definitely does happen sometimes, and it's debatable. It all just depends. I mean, it all depends on the player, and but I think the average career for an NFL running back is like 3 to 4 years. I mean, it's not very long for the average NFL running back. We're not talking about, and even the ones that stay around, like, I mean, the Emmett Smiths, they played for 12 years, and that's more than enough to be like the all time leader. You know what I'm saying? So if you get 10 years as an NFL running back, that's a very solid career, um, especially if a good chunk of it's at a very high level.
Um,
So,
as long as you had good protection, quarterbacks are usually the one that you can play into the older ages compared to other positions.
yeah, I think that's become more and more true as players are playing a little bit older and a little bit longer as they're, as personal health has evolved and all that stuff, maintenance of the body and all those things evolve all the time, and it's easier to stay in shape and all those kind of things, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I mean, players are playing older, and quarterback seems to be one of those positions where you can extend your longevity longer than other positions, assuming that you're, behind a good offensive line that keeps you from taking too many hits, and that being mobile isn't necessarily, your bread and butter. I mean, in theory, you should the guys that evolve better because you're going to start to slow down, like you said, after 35 or so. So if you want to play quarterback at 40 or 41, you're going to have to be relying on your arm and your footwork in the pocket. So you probably want to have some of that to begin with, as opposed to being mostly known for speed or rushing. Those are the guys that probably aren't long in the tooth for staying. You know, that's why you see the guy. I mean, that's why Tom Brady is the longest playing quarterback in history because
Dude stayed in the pocket.
dude stayed in the pocket, right? It was all basically cerebral. I mean, the only athletic stuff he had to do was when he absolutely had to, or move his feet a little bit in the pocket. Now, that's not to diminish his athletic ability. I think dude was a pretty amazing athlete for what he was. At the same time, staying in the pocket is, how he was able to play until 45 years.
There's nothing wrong with the running gun though. Like
No,
as long as you are able to, run fast enough and then gun it down before anybody can get to you.
to a certain extent, that's very true. I do think that you do see, though. I think if you look back in the history, you can see that the heavy running quarterbacks, their career longevity isn't. They either learn how to stop running and become a more pocket passer, or their longevity just isn't what it is
Well, the
for a
thing about the
traditional
run and
pocket
gun
passer.
is that like you're not typically going for the openings to run down the field. You're running to the side to look for an opening of which to throw the ball to.
Right, sure. Yeah, but either way, I mean, when you think about at that higher level, like the speed of those offense or the defensive linemen and linebackers and stuff, like you still have to be pretty. I mean, whether you're running vertical or horizontal, you still got to be able to get your feet underneath you and move away from those defensive guys that are moving really fucking quick. Let alone
Yeah.
if you get a cornerback or a safety on a blitz or someone, you bring one of those guys up to spy on the quarterback or something. I mean, man, those cornerbacks and safeties I mean, they're faster than those linebackers and defensive linemen, and those guys are quick. So you still got to be able to get out and get on your horse to even get out of the pocket, to be able to do those kind of things. Now, obviously, there's blocking schemes where you can do stuff to make one side heavier so that the rollout is easier. Play action to the left or the right so that you natural roll out to one side or the other so that the pocket's already moving and gives you a little bit of an advantage. But just,
Cornerbacks and safeties don't typically cross the line of scrimmage, though. They usually stay on their side of the field.
Yeah, I
It's,
mean, it just depends on how aggressive your defensive coordinator is. I mean, there are,
not true.
there are free safeties and strong safeties that will blitz. I mean, I don't know if you see them when you play defense on Madden, but they definitely have free safety and strong safety blitzes available that I play fairly often. I mean, I usually do most of my blitzing. On Madden, I'm a heavy blitz person, so um,
Uh,
I play blitz. I mean,
typically,
when I do play defense, I would say, every 50% of my plays are blitz. I would say when I play defense. So
uh,
it's
typically it's the linebackers who blitz.
yeah,
Typically,
yeah, but there are some safety plays and there are some cornerback blitzes too sometimes. The problem with cornerback blitzes is that if they don't get there, usually that wide receiver is then unguarded. And in theory, if the quarterback can get to it, can see it fast enough, see it at the line of scrimmage, realize what's happening, and that guy in theory should be wide open. So I mean that's definitely a disadvantage to having either a cornerback blitz. It's less of a disadvantage when it's a safety or a strong safety because usually, unless you're in multiple wide receiver formation, they're not in direct man on man coverage. Usually they're playing more zone in the middle of the field. So, in theory, if you got, two wide receivers on the field, you got your two cornerbacks in man coverage, you can spare. I mean, depending on what kind of wide receivers you've got and how good your cornerbacks are, you could potentially spare a strong safety or a free safety, to come up to the line and maybe blitz. Surprisingly or whatever, surprise blitz if you don't need to double coverage or you don't need them over or under coverage, unless you have, two really good wide receivers and poor cornerbacks. And then you want those guys, whatever, helping probably on the best wide receiver, or you can split them either way. But you'll see the guys that the safeties especially that become like the big name guys that you really hear about. A lot of times are the ones that they talk about playing more like they play more like a linebacker, and that's because they are playing more up closer to the line and scrimmage a lot. They might not be crossing it a lot, but they're definitely playing more run defense. They're definitely giving
um,
more pressure. A lot of times they are applying pressure to the quarterback, and they do get more, tackles for losses and sacks than, maybe a traditional safety that just plays
uh,
more in the middle of the field.
that is the strong safety.
Hmm. Yeah.
Free safety is the dude who hangs out in the back.
Right. Yeah.
Free safety is your last line of defense of like, if that ball goes through, receiver catches it and they're running for the end zone. Free safety is your job to make sure they do not touch that freaking end zone.
And Terry, this is very true. I think sometimes, positions do get blurred, but you're right. I mean, those are the more definitive traditional job descriptions of those two players. One plays a little closer to the line of scrimmage, and one plays more kind of a center field position. It also depends on who's playing where, where your talent is. I mean, I guess in theory you can shift those guys around, but in some regards they are semi-interchangeable. So although you
Sometimes
want your
strong
free safety
safety will do man coverage if like the offense like loads their box with receivers.
oh yeah.
Sometimes strong safety will actually man up the tight end, so that way the linebackers can go for the quarterback.
Yep, absolutely. No, I mean you have definitely different options. I mean, when you start bringing in a third and fourth wide receiver, or there's a tight end that's eligible, you have definitely different options. You can either bring in a third or fourth cornerback, or you can bring your one of your safeties up in man coverage to cover that slot receiver and or that tight end. Those are all strategic decisions that are a little above my head. I mean, I have a basic idea of how defensive football is played, but I'm not, the nuance of it. I'm definitely not,
Yeah,
an NFL coach.
defensive
I don't know all
it,
that.
defense seems so much more complicated than offense.
I agree. Needless to say, back to what we're watching at Crown Jewel. It's currently Nia versus Liv Morgan. Oh, Nia had Liv counters with a big DDT, floats over for the pin. 1, 2, and Nia kicks out at 2. So far, this has been just a one-on-one match. I haven't seen any inter involvement or interference from anybody yet. So
I
the
mean,
winner of this, so they have a men's and women's Crown Jewel champion. So the winner of this gets the women's Crown Jewel championship belt, I guess.
I I mean, so yes, I just thought of it though, of like offense. You have 4 opportunities to make 10 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Defense, you have to prevent them from making 10 yards 4 times in a row.
Sure. Yeah.
Like one of those 2 things sounds way easier than the other.
Yeah. I mean, for all intents and purposes, really, if your defense is solid, really you might only have to defend 3 plays because a lot of times, depending on the fourth down, they're punting. So you still have to
Yes.
defend, and you got to pay attention for the rear sneak or whatever. But usually, if your defense plays well and you can keep them to, if it's fourth and 5 or more than likely they're going to punt, depending on field length. I mean, field position and the coaches. They're right now going for it on fourth down is more prevalent than it's ever been in the NFL. And that's there's a lot of young coaches that I don't know if I think it's a combination of analytics and just a combination of just being, wanting to be, try to do something new or whatever. It's now, changed a little bit. So the game is always evolving, right? And so now they're going for 4. Now, especially depending on field position, there's a lot more 4 down, or a lot more teams going forward on fourth down than ever before, in my opinion, at least, just from a football fan watching it. Usually you could pretty regularly count on if you held the team to less than a first down, they were going to punt. Now, if it's anything less than, if it's 4th and 3 or less, like it's up in the air for most teams. I mean, and again, it's all dependent upon the clock and what quarter it is, what the score is, all those kinds of things, field position. But it
Very
just
true.
feels like the aggressiveness on fourth down has definitely seemed to become more than it used to be. Ooh. Nia, was that a powerbomb from Nia? Let me see. I missed that. Let's see if they replay it. Oh, somebody's coming. Here comes somebody. Oh, here comes Tiffany with her money in the bank briefcase. Tiffany's gonna cash in. It looks like in Saudi. Who's she gonna cash it in on? Liv or Naya? If it was me, it'd be Liv, right? I mean, I feel like that would be easier. But now, oh, Naya's up and looking at Tiffany like, "What are you doing?" So Tiffany never actually gave the briefcase to the referee. So now she still has a briefcase and she's backing away as Naya is stalking her. Tiffany's backpedaling. Naya's like, "What the fuck were you gonna do?" Uh-huh. And now Naya's trying to half pay attention to what's going on in the ring with Liv. And here comes Liv on the offense with a basement drop kick through the rope. Oh, Liv tried to come through the ropes with a tope, and Nia caught her with a big forearm. And Tiffany is disappearing back up the ramp backstage. So Tiffany did not cash in because Nia was not apparently going to allow that to happen here. Oh, big some pop up Samoan drop. Oh, Liv rolls her over for a crucifix pin, I guess, essentially. 1, 2. Nia kicks out at 2. Tiffany's out halfway up the ramp, and she's standing there looking at the briefcase. Oh, now she's heading back to the ring. Maybe she's changing her mind again. What is Tiffany thinking here? Both women are down in the ring at the moment. Tiffany has that.
Oh, I had heard something the other day that surprised me.
Oh, yeah? Oh, Nia.
Uh, Apparently, Aaron Rodgers had
Mhm.
thought that the 49ers were going to draft him.
Oh, yeah?
And like it's kind of crazy, hindsight's 2020 of like you could have had a franchise quarterback and
Right.
you went with the other dude.
Michelle Rodriguez was out. So,
Michelle Rodriguez?
Raquel Rodriguez.
Oh,
Tiffany Stratton was up on the ring apron. I think she was trying to decide what she was going to do. And Raquel came out and grabbed her and yanked her down. And now Raquel is about to beat up Tiffany on the outside. Oh, Liv and Raquel have Tiffany on the outside now, kind of backed into a corner. Dominic's out now. Oh, Nia from behind. Clotheslines, clotheslines Liv and Raquel on the back of the head, and they automatically smack into Tiffany. So all 3 women are down. Nia drags Liv back into the ring. Big. I don't
but
know. What is that move where that when the bigger wrestler just like throws the person into the ropes and then just kind of like it's a shoulder block, but it's not really a shoulder block. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like they just let them run into their body and just use their size to take them down, but it's not really like anything big going on. Like it's a
yeah, I just call it a shoulder block. I mean,
yeah.
but
Raquel knocking Nia off the ropes, Liv in with the
I
DDT.
I had heard that and I was just thinking that it's so crazy because like there's no telling how many Super Bowls the 49ers would have won if they had had Aaron Rodgers since 2005 with them.
Yeah. And Liv Morgan gets the pin with the help from Raquel Rodriguez. Liv Morgan is your Crown Jewel Women's Champion. She will now have a second belt, the Crown Jewel Championship belt. Tiffany did
I
not
will.
cash in. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you never know. You know, uh, if if Portland had picked Michael Jordan instead of Sam Bowie, would the Portland Trail Blazers have been the best franchise in the in basketball instead of the Chicago Bulls? Probably, but you never know, right? I mean, anything's there's always those kinds of things, right? You don't know until you make that pick or you do whatever you do, and maybe that situation with the Niners isn't the right situation for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, in 2005, the Niners weren't great. It's only been they did struggle for a while there in the mid 2000s, and maybe it wouldn't have been the right situation. Who knows? I mean, he did have a lot of success
Yeah,
in that
because
age.
they struggled in the mid 2000s because they didn't have a quarterback.
I mean, to a certain extent, that's very true. And they did go through a lot of different, quarterbacks before they actually got to Alex Smith, kind of in the later, like 2015 or 12, I guess, maybe a little earlier than that even. But yeah, I mean, they did struggle. Um, was and so no, I mean, Aaron Rodgers might have made a big difference. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But
Alex Smith is the quarterback that they chose in
oh, was it
2005 instead of
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers?
Rodgers.
Oh, so there you go. So there you go. I mean, a lot of people, other than the fact that Aaron Rodgers is who he is to a certain extent, a lot of people really like Alex Smith too. I mean, if he hadn't have been, if he hadn't had the injury issues that he had, and even with them, he still had a very serviceable career. I'll be surprised if Alex Smith doesn't somehow work his way probably into the Hall of Fame. I don't think he should be. I don't know if the numbers support it, but the story with his injury and other stuff that he endured and just kind of, it's possible that he could potentially weasel his way in somewhere. I mean, I would say weasel. That sounds bad because I like Alex Smith. I think he's a really good guy. But
Was he the quarterback for their Super Bowl game in 2019?
for the Chiefs,
Where the
wasn't he on
Chiefs
the Chiefs
won?
in 2019? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't honestly know. Was that right before Mahomes? I mean, what year did Patrick Mahomes get drafted? And
He
did
got drafted 2017. He played 2018 and oh no. It was the Super Bowl for 2020. It was the 2019 season, but it was the 2020 Super Bowl.
yeah, maybe. I mean, I honestly don't remember. I know that they had Alex Smith. He had the leg issue where he went out, and they thought that. I mean, he was almost he could have died potentially, I guess. And then they ended up figuring it out, and he came back. And did they win the Super Bowl with him back already when they had Mahomes? They must have. All right. Who is next? If you are with us, we appreciate you choosing Workhorse Wrestling Network for your watch alongs. We know you got a lot of options, so thank you for being here with us. If you're new to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, hit the bell to be notified. That's the best way to make sure that you get a notification every time we put something up on the YouTube channel. If you're here with us, please engage in the chat. Love to hear what you guys have to think or say about Crown Jewel so far, which has been a pretty solid show. I would say there hasn't really been a bad match. Unfortunately, maybe Nia and Liv has been the one that was the least, the most. I mean, I don't know, the one that got the needle moving the least. But even that was very solid, and Nia showed out and had a very good performance until Raquel got involved. Well, Tiffany and Raquel ultimately got involved. But it's been a solid pay per view. So Anika says, "Boo, Seth wins." Yeah, I agree with that. I was very disappointed that Seth got the win, and honestly, from a WWE standpoint and a booking standpoint, I'm not really sure how it makes sense that Seth gets the win, but tis what it is. Let's see. I gotta let Sammy back in because he can't let himself in. So we got backstage footage of Randy Orton getting taken out. Is that what just happened? Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. This is backstage footage of Randy Orton and Kevin Owens fighting backstage. It's not live. It's a video package, so it's a replay. Are we actually getting this match at this? Oh, we are. I forgot that we were getting Owens versus Orton tonight, so I think that's our next match. KO versus Randy Orton. What do you think of the pay per view so far, Sammy? Oh, maybe he's not actually here.
I was muted. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I thought maybe you'd walked away. I never know, like, because I added you, but I wasn't sure maybe you weren't quite there or not.
What was that you asked?
I just said, what do you think of the pay per view so far?
Uh, Great pay-per-view. Maybe the best WWE has done this year. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
I have nothing negative to say.
At this point, there hasn't been anything negative to say yet. No.
It was Jimmy Garoppolo playing for the 49ers.
Okay. Won what?
At the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Jimmy G. There's another one of those guys that looked like he had a ton of potential, and when he was playing with the Niners and he was right, he looked good, but couldn't really stay healthy. And he's one of those guys that looks like he has to be definitely in the right setting. I don't want to say system, but right setting. He makes all the difference in the world. A quarterback can look really, really good on a good team and look really, really bad on a bad team. It's not a coincidence, right? So you're only as good as the guys in front of you that can keep you upright and give you the time to actually throw the ball. The reality is that there's only 32 teams in the NFL, and there's only 32 starting NFL quarterback positions. So whether you're one of the 32 or one of the 64, whether you're the first backup or not, you're there for a reason. You're not you're a solid quarterback when it comes to football, and the biggest thing that makes the difference is your offensive line and your ability to be given the right opportunity, your running game and your offensive line, so that you have the opportunity to have the time to throw the ball, stay upright to throw the ball, and all those things. I mean, it helps to have wide receivers and tight ends that can get open on routes as well, but if you have an offensive line that can keep you upright, that's the biggest part of it. So, and
Which
that's
the 49ers has always had in spades.
they have done a very good job of doing that. That's one of the things that has made them successful and kept their ability to continue to be successful. I mean, I think, when you see teams that have playoff longevity, I'm not talking about winning Super Bowls, but making it to the playoffs, regularly being over 500, regularly winning their division. Those teams, a lot of times, the offensive and defensive lines are extremely solid for a long period of time, and they stay at a high level, and that allows them to win
Or
offensive more than defensive.
well, not necessarily, but I was going to say, or one of those things is so good that it makes up for the fact or the other.
It
Like the
could potentially.
49ers has such a great offense, and they've always had such a great offense. The Steelers, they have such a great defense.
Yeah, there are times when the offense is made up for the defensive deficiencies and vice versa, and then talking about those two teams for sure. And certain teams, have earned their identities being. I mean, the Steelers' identity is definitely being, hard nosed defensive team. I mean that's been their identity since the '70s. So offense has always kind of been secondary, even when they've had bigger name, not bigger name, but better players on the offensive side. I mean, I would argue that the thing that made the Steelers so great in the '70s was not only did they have a phenomenal defense, but they had a really, really good offense. I mean, if you start talking about Rocky Bleier and Franco Harris in the backfield, and you talk about Terry Bradshaw throwing the ball to Lynn Swan, I mean, and there's other people whose names I'm drawing a blank on at the moment, but just those guys alone, the offense was nothing to squawk at too. And you don't win. I mean, very rarely do you win with just one being tremendous and the other terrible. I mean, you can win with a top 3 defense and maybe a top 10, 15 offense, but anything lower than that, good luck. I mean, you have to still have a solid offense and probably even higher than that, and vice versa. So it takes both sides of the ball to play really good to win. That's why winning is so hard. That's why, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, and I don't necessarily have anything against them, other than the fact that they're so good at the moment, they've won twice in a row. That's why the Chiefs are so good, because their offense and defense is solid. Their defense is better, but both sides of the ball are extremely balanced, and so they've been able to, you know, win a lot of football games. So, Randy Orton joining the ring.
I did hear something interesting the other day, where people, myself included, we focus on how many picks quarterbacks get from them.
Right? How many they throw? Correct.
But Another stat that some people pay attention to is pick-worthy throws of
Sure.
like, oh, that should have gotten picked.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No,
And
there's a lot of those too, where guys will either drop the ball or the pass was just one of those, like, in theory, that should have been intercepted.
but somebody did the statistics,
Mhm.
and like, so for Pat Mahomes, like he has 9 picks, but he's only thrown 7 pick-worthy throws. He's gotten such bad luck that throws that should not have gotten picked got picked.
Right. Interesting.
And then you got other dudes who are the opposite spectrum, where
Oh,
like,
sure.
say, I don't know, Dak Prescott, where he's gotten like 8 picks, but he's thrown like 18 pick-worthy throws. He's gotten lucky to where people haven't nabbed those when he's thrown them.
No doubt. 100%. No, I mean, quarterback is a tough position, and depending on who's calling the plays and your coach. I mean, uh, you know, creative, assertive quarterbacks that play riskier, football are going to have more turnovers. The more conservative your offense, the more. And I'm not saying that that's what's going on with Patrick Mahomes because he's not conservative at all. I'm just saying you got to realize he's the outlier, right? Like he's a transition. He's a transcendent, once in a generation, once in a lifetime type player. So comparing him to the other guys in the NFL is not necessarily a fair comparison. But yeah, I mean it's definitely one of those things where um, the more risks you take with the ball, the more you push it down the field, the more those kinds of things, the more chance you definitely have of coming up with being intercepted or those kind of things, or potentially intercepted balls. So um, it definitely, the more conservative keeps your quarterback from having those issues, but then your offense is a lot more conservative too, and potentially you have trouble getting the ball down the field. So, I don't know. I mean, it's debatable. I mean, that's one of the things that's going on. Like, if you talk about other sports, that's one of the things that's going on in baseball right now. Where like baseball has turned where like either you hit a home run or you strike out. There's almost no in between anymore. Like nobody hits for average anymore, and so it's either a home run or a strikeout, and it's either feast or famine. And it's like that doesn't, it's fine. It's not fine. It's bad baseball. I mean, the goal is to really try to be consistent and hit the ball as much as you can, put it in play, and get on base. So it's
Baseball
counterintuitive
has
almost.
gotten really bad.
Yeah, it's almost counterintuitive in theory to the concept of the game of baseball. And
Like,
so yeah,
I quit watching. Like, I support the Cardinals. Let's go Cards and everything. But like, I don't watch anymore. Like it's awful. It's terrible.
yeah. I mean, it's one of the. Unfortunately, it's not an overly television friendly sport. They've tried to do some stuff to make it a little bit more television friendly, but it hasn't really worked. It's definitely one of those things. It's more of an in person thing, and that
Hmm.
it's even more than, at least for me, even more than other sports. Baseball's the one where if it's really not my team playing, I don't really pay attention. Like, don't get me wrong, like I know roughly what's going on. I know who's in the playoffs. I know that the Dodgers and the Yankees just played in the World Series and the Dodgers won, and I'm aware of all that. And I know, all those things. At the same time, I don't. If it's not the Giants, I don't really pay attention to the other stuff going on in baseball other than big picture. So which is different. Like in football, I pay attention for the most part, less than the Cowboys, but much more than I do in baseball. And in basketball, I pay attention to everything. So um, basketball, I'll watch any basketball game. So KO just stunned the ref because he was about to hit Orton with the chair, and the ref took the chair out of his hands. So he stunned the ref. Kevin Kevin Owens has gone nuts. The match was over, so I guess the match must be over since he stunned the ref. Adam Pierce is out, but now Orton's hitting Kevin Owens with a chair. I don't think this match ever actually ended up happening. We were talking and I got sidetracked, and so I didn't hear. I think the bell rang, but I think it got KO flipped out and then got disqualified. So, um, but yeah, like I was saying, I mean, that's why you see, like, don't get me wrong, I was never a big Brett Favre fan, but like, you know, the huge plays that made him famous and was like, oh my God, Brett Favre's incredible. Also, he threw the most interceptions in NFL history, I think, of a quarterback. So I mean, in some regards, like the riskier you are with things, the more chance you have of having issues like balls being intercepted or potentially intercepted. So unless, of course, you're the Patrick Mahomes of the world, which are very few and far between, and every pass you throw is right on point in there or whatever. I mean, it's ridiculous how accurate the dude is, and how accurate he is on the move, and how he makes something out of nothing. I mean, he really is. He's amazing to watch.
I mean, there's also the other style of playing where like each down, like you're just moving the ball forward 5 feet, just short pass,
Oh yeah,
boom.
yeah, yeah. And that's I mean, in theory, I mean, what was that? Oh, Randy Orton just RKO'd. Was that Adam Pierce?
That got thrown to the steel. No.
No, who got RKO'd by Orton? Orton. They just said Orton KO'd an authority figure, or the GM. Was it Adam Pierce?
Oh, it might have been.
Because now all these guys are down here trying to break these two up. Because the match is definitely over now at this point. But these two are just continuing to fight, and these two are destined for a cage next, I would imagine, or something like that. What was I going to say?
Well,
Orton fighting out into the audience.
Well, that's going to be easy to accomplish because the next pay per view will be in a cage.
In a cage.
Like the whole pay per view is in a cage, is it not? There's at least a double sided ring.
Yeah. Well, you're right. You are correct. Oh, Orton blasting, or Owen blasting Orton with the chair on the top of the head. That's one of those. I think that's a plastic chair, not one of the metal chairs. Oh no, it's not even a chair. It's one of those boxes that they pack, I guess, audio equipment in or whatever. It's one of those like briefcase type boxes. It's chrome on the outside and black in the middle.
And I got a craving for candied nuts.
Like cinnamon. You like the cinnamon ones, or just like honey,
Cinnamon's
or
good.
what?
Just candied nuts, preferably pecans.
Mm-hmm.
But I could really go for some candied nuts right now.
I'm not a big fan of sweet nuts. I like just dry roasted salted peanuts. I like cashews. Pistachios. I like pistachios. Although I'm lazy and I like to get the shelled kind because the unshelled kind drive me nuts. I mean, for a minute, like the first 5, it's fun to kind of open them and crack them open, and then after that, it's like there's a pain in the ass. And after you get like 5 or 10 that you can't get open because the little hole in the side isn't quite big enough, and you have to work for like 15 minutes to get it open, and then the inside the little pistachio is smaller than you thought it was going to be. Like, I'll just spend the extra couple of dollars to get the already pre-shelled ones for the few times I actually get them. I mean, I don't get them all that often, so. We're actually at commercial during a pay-per-view. Bianca. Oh, it's a SummerSlam commercial, so at least it's a WWE commercial. SummerSlam, 2 nights, August 2nd and 3rd. These assholes, they're really gonna fucking make a second pay-per-view 2 nights. Unbelievable. Next it'll be 2-night Survivor Series and 2-night fucking Royal Rumble, and night 1 will be the Women's Rumble, night 2 will be the Men's Rumble. Unbelievable. As if 10 to 12 pay-per-views a month isn't enough. Now 2 of them at least are going to be 2 nights apiece. Unbelievable. 13 brand new events. WWE Live. That's what the graphic says now. And those got to be house shows, I guess, of some sort, or I don't know. We are back live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Oh yeah, okay. So they just said Michael Cole just confirmed that Randy Orton and Kevin Owens match never started. Kevin Owens went off the deep end starting in the very beginning of the match and was disqualified, or the match never got started. The ref never rang the bell. So there will not be a winner declared as the match did not get started. Moving right along. That's how that's how they got a sixth match onto the card without having to actually adjust the time of the pay per view or anything. They just didn't really have the match. It just turned into a little 5 minute segment instead. Maybe it was more like 7 minutes, but yep. General manager suffering an RKO from Randy Orton has got to be Adam Pearce. The only other who's the general manager on SmackDown? Sammy.
It's Nick Aldis.
Oh well, it definitely wasn't Nick Aldis, so it had to be Adam Pearce. It definitely wasn't Nick Aldis or Ava Rain, or Ava, I guess. She's not Ava Rain anymore, just Ava. So it had to be Adam Pearce. He looked bald headed too. So why does Corey why does Corey Graves look like he's wearing like a Hugh Hefner robe? That sports jacket, the way it's black with the gold on it, almost looks kind of like a Hugh Hefner lounge robe. All right, next we're gonna get a triple threat match for the United States title.
I hope his lady's doing all right, health wise and everything.
Corey.
Yeah, they had a kid, right?
I believe I forgot who this woman even is, but yes, I believe that they were just saying that he had a kid.
She's a former women's champion. I'm surprised you don't remember.
Well, if you said the name, I would remember. I just don't know the name off the top of my head.
Money.
Oh, interesting.
Did that get you the name? No.
Carmella?
Yeah.
Now I remember hearing that Corey and Carmella were.
Mela is money.
Mela is money. That's funny. As we're talking about Mela as Mello is coming out. Carmelo Hayes coming to the ring. I he's getting an opportunity here in Saudi Arabia to compete for the U.S. Championship, which is great. I would say his move to the main roster has been very underwhelming.
I mean, most people it is.
That's unfortunately true. I mean, every once in a while you do get somebody though that like is undeniable, and I was kind of hoping that maybe he'd be that guy, but it doesn't appear that way. At least not yet. I mean, there are some people that come
Like
along that you just can't keep off the TV screen for whatever reason. I don't know why some people are that and some aren't, but
LA Knight.
yeah,
Like they tried so hard to like keep him down, they just couldn't. The fans love him.
right.
Like that's another thing is that some dudes it feels like they try to hold them back and they succeed regardless, and then other dudes they try and put everything into them and it still doesn't work.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, wrestling fans are not we're not stupid, right? I mean, we might not be. You might think whatever you think about wrestling fans, but if you watch wrestling, and you're not stupid. Like the guys that are good and the guys that aren't, and the guys that are being shoved down your throat, and the guys that are getting over organically, and those kinds of things. And we can see that despite what WWE and or AEW or TNA or any of the big companies want to try to make it look like on the actual TV screen. Do, 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 do. Andrade's in the ring with Carmelo Hayes as we await our third combatant. Dummy. Yeah. L.A. Knight.
Has he called somebody a dummy yet in WWE?
I don't know.
It's always in the bag if he wants to use it, though. I remember that promo he cut on NWA.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See these shoes? Shoes of a champion. You see this jacket? Shoes of a champion. Yeah.
Yeah. Eli Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first place I saw him was NWA.
You didn't watch him in TNA?
No, I don't remember seeing him in TNA. I just remember seeing him in NWA.
Oh man, he had the dummy button.
Oh yeah, but that was
The
after
staples.
NWA
That was
though.
easy. Well, his went dummy,
No, wasn't
dummy,
that was
dummy.
after
Yeah.
NWA. So I do remember that. That was after he was in NWA.
No, that was
between,
before.
are you sure? I thought that was between NWA and WWE.
No, that was like 2016.
I vaguely remember that. I vaguely remember him having a button, but I guess my memory just it blends all together, so I have a hard time remembering what it was. So, but no, I remember seeing him in NWA with the, or not in NWA, but in TNA with the button. I do remember that. So I guess I did see him in TNA and NWA. I just for some reason I thought he was in NWA first, and then TNA, and then WWE. But all three men in the ring is it's a triple threat. Right now, LA Knight is wearing their both guys out with rights and lefts. And
He was in NXT like way back when, like the beginning of it, but he was never on TV.
yeah, I don't remember any of that. I was
He was
unaware of that.
he was in the WWE developmental. He was one of the older dudes in it even then.
Mello and
But
Andrade taking out LA
he
Knight with
got he got cut apparently for having attitude issues, or what's the word for it? Um,
Dolores says, breaking news: Goldberg just announced that his retirement match will take place next year. Why do we need another Goldberg match ever? And I wonder who it's going to be. Who should be his retirement match?
we already know who it's going to be against.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. From WWE, he announced it on Game Day. Oh, Game Day today. On NCAA Game Day, College Game Day is what you must be talking about. I guess Goldberg announced it today. his retirement from WWE. I guess not maybe from all active wrestling, but at least from WWE. I'm trying to remember. Well,
Who?
I mean Goldberg,
Oh,
WCW. I mean, he wrestled in WCW. Obviously, that's where he became, whatever. But then he's obviously wrestled in WWE. I don't think he's wrestled anywhere else, has he? That you know of?
uh, he no.
I don't think he was in
He.
TNA, right? I don't
I
think
don't
he
think
was
he ever went there. No,
in TNA, and I don't know that he. I don't think he ever
I
went
could
to
be wrong,
Japan.
but I not that I remember.
I don't think he ever went to Japan or any of those places. So I think he already thought of himself as too big a star to go to a place like NWA or something like that, right? So, um, especially after the treatment he got from WCW, I think he already had a big ego, and they overinflated it by giving him the what's now become the Goldberg treatment. Oh, Mello over the top rope with the flipping. I don't know what you call that. With the flip over the top rope onto Andrade. Now Mello up to the top rope. LA Knight alone in the ring. Mello whips LA Knight out of the way. LA Knight went for the whatever that is. His finisher. I don't know what that is. Where he puts their face. Wasn't it the 1% before? Oh no, that's Ethan Page that had that 1% before. But Carmelo Hayes drops Andrade on top of CM Knight, and then Carmelo Hayes pins them both. Both men kick out. Andrade with a beautiful moonsault off the top turnbuckle to the outside. So they just call that a suplex, I guess. At least that's what Corey called it. Mello's got Andrade, goes up in the corner, trying for the spinning DDT. Andrade counters, pedigree position. Oh, and the Canadian Destroyer by Andrade. LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes are down. Andrade is the only man standing at the moment. Andrade climbing the ropes. Andrade on the top turnbuckle. Moonsault. Nobody's home. He lands on his feet, but then he does a second little springboard into a moonsault, or a second moonsault, I guess, technically, onto LA Knight for a 2 count that was ultimately broken up by Mello. So he went for the moonsault off the top rope, landed on his feet, and then did another moonsault, basically a standing moonsault, immediately to land on LA Knight.
All right, so I googled LA Knight. Technically, he was in NWA first from 2010 to 2013.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
I did not watch NWA in 2010 to 2013.
I guess apparently I did because I remember him being in NWA first, and then I remember him going to TNA because I vaguely remember thinking, oh, that's a step up. And then obviously from TNA to WWE, right? So
No. NWA to WWE.
then back from TNA back to NWA, and then from NWA to WWE.
But when he left NWA the first time, he went to WWE for a year.
So he had 2 stints in NWA, 2010, and then again in 2015. You said 14 or 15.
So I'm looking it up. He had a match where he teamed with Gene Snitsky and lost to Crime Time.
Oh wow, that's a lot of names there. Snitsky and Crime Time. Holy smokes! I assume that's Crime Time with Shad. So that was a long time ago. I don't know. It's different Crime Time without Shad. I mean, that's probably disrespectful. So Probably hasn't been one without Chad, but I know JTG has continued to wrestle, obviously. So I mean,
yeah.
um,
And then under the name of Slate Randall, he was an enhancement talent, losing to names such as Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley, and Mason Ryan.
Mojo Rawley, holy smoke!
And then he was released August 1st of 2014.
Interesting.
In his words, he was pushed out due to disagreements with WWE management.
Huh. Interesting.
But
Mojo Rawley.
the dude who he had issues with was
Oh!
Bill DeMott, who was later removed from WWE after allegations of abuse and unsafe training practices.
Wow. For
So,
WWE to let you go because of your actions means you got to be doing something really bad. When you look at all the people that hung out and all the shit that went down and the people that stayed, like Bill had to be doing some
so
crazy shit.
the dude was abusive and doing unsafe training practices, and then for him to have issues with him, like, yeah, makes sense you'd have issues with him, especially if you were one of those people he was
Right?
being abusive to and having unsafe training practices with. Like, yeah,
Some
like,
some I have a feeling WWE probably had more issues with unsafe training practices than they did with the abuse. When you look at the history of all the people they've tolerated that were had abuse issues surrounding them, so you can do whatever you want to the women in your world or to the people in your world, but just don't hurt the other wrestlers. Mello countering Mello's got Andrade in the middle of the ring. Andrade counters tilt a whirl. Mello counters. Oh, LA Knight. It's with his finisher. 1, 2, 3. LA Knight with the win. Your winner and still U.S. champion LA Knight. I'll be right back in just a minute, okay?
yeah. All right. So, what match is going to be up next? We still got the. I mean, there's the main event. What else is there? Trying to think now. I'm actually not sure what else is on the card aside from the main event.
I am back.
Do you know what else is on the card?
I believe that what is left on the card is it looks like looking at the whatchamacallit, the banners that the only thing left is Cody Rhodes and Gunther, which would make sense because this should end around 1 o'clock and it's 12:30. So I think we just have the main event left, Cody and Gunther.
All right, cool.
Cody Gunther. Vancouver, British Columbia. Skyline. Oh, okay, so Survivor Series is 4 weeks from tonight in Vancouver. That's why they're hyping up Vancouver, British Columbia. I was trying to figure out why we're in Saudi Arabia and they're showing us pictures of the Vancouver, British Columbia skyline. But obviously, rationally, when I think about it, I know that there's a time difference. But it's very interesting for it to only be 12:30 on my side and to see how dark it is on the screen as I'm watching this pay per view because of the time difference over there. It almost feels like I'm not watching it live. World Heavyweight Champion contenders: Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Dirty Dominic, and Sheamus. Jeez, that's brutal. None of those, honestly, other than Sheamus, really move the needle for me at all, and Sheamus only moves it a little bit. Like none of those are very inspiring. I don't.
And Sheamus doesn't move the needle like he used to.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he moves it the most out of those three, out of those four, but not even he doesn't even move it that much.
What were the other names?
Dominic, Seth Rollins, and geez, why am I drawing a blank on the other name? There was a fourth name now. Damian Priest. So Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and I was just talking about it.
See, I feel like Sheamus probably moves the needle the least for me.
Really interesting.
If it was Sheamus 2 years ago, sure, but man, dude's not a spry chicken anymore.
No, he definitely isn't. I guess Dominic might be okay. I mean, if we're talking, I mean, if this is wait, so it's the World Heavyweight Championship, so it's Gunther. I don't need to see whatchamacallit again. Gunther and Damian Priest. We already saw that. I don't need to see it again. Seth and Gunther, I mean, okay. Dominic and Gunther, it does something a little bit. Sheamus and Gunther is really the only one of those four that I think seems to be. I think Sheamus and Gunther would be a huge slobber knocker. I mean, that to me seems like the money match. But
Sheamus doesn't have the muscle that he used to. Like, he does the slobber knocker moves, but, like, they seem less impactful now when watching him do them.
yeah, I mean, who would be your choice out of those four?
Out of those four, who do I like the best, or who do I think the best match would be?
I mean, those are the four top contenders for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who do you want to see face Gunther out of those four? However you equate that criteria, whatever criteria you use, whether it's the one you think gives him the best match or one you want to see the most, however you equate it in your head, it doesn't matter. Just who you would pick out of those four to face Gunther.
Not Dominic.
No, I would agree with that. So we're on the same page with that.
And I'm saying no to Sheamus.
Okay. So Sheamus is still on the table for me. He's at the top of the pile for me.
For me, it's between the other two.
Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. We've already seen Damian and Gunther. And haven't we seen Seth and Gunther? I'm trying to remember. Did we see Seth and Gunther too? Maybe not. I have a hard time remembering who's always wrestled everybody because everybody wrestles so often and there's so many shows that I forget who's wrestled everybody. But
I don't think we have. We have seen Cody and Gunther before, though.
Right.
Although that match didn't end.
That's true. So now you're down to Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. So who's your choice out of those two?
To win the title or to lose to him?
They haven't said. Who do you think deserves to be the number one contender out of those four and give you a match? They haven't said whether. I mean, we don't know whether they're going to win or lose. I assume. I mean, I think it depends on who it is. I think it kind of depends on who it is. I mean,
I'm good with Seth as long as Seth doesn't win.
I mean, I think Seth is really the only viable one that probably is viable to win. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I don't.
Well, I feel like if they do Damian Priest needs to win. He lost the last time.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't. I could be wrong. But with my WWE hat on and my my executive hat on, and I'm looking at this from or a fly on the wall of the executive office watching these guys do this, I feel like they think of Gunther on a Gunther's got higher potential than Damian Priest, and that's why he won the first time. I don't think they're going to let Damian Priest beat Gunther for the title at this point. When I'm looking at those four guys, the only one that I think reasonably they would be willing to let beat Gunther would be Seth Rollins, only because I think they see him on the same main event, if not a little bit higher level, maybe than Gunther, just because of his longevity and the title reigns he's had and all the being at the top spot for so long. Dominic's
I
definitely not ready to beat Gunther.
Yeah, I
Sheamus, I
think
think
Damian
Sheamus.
Priest is great. It's just Damian Priest is also a bit old.
There is that too. Yeah, I mean, I like Damian Priest. I don't know. I don't think that he's as over or as big as I think WWE hoped he might be. I mean, I think like obviously in Puerto Rico when they were there, he was huge. But I think just on an everyday basis, as you're going from city to city, I don't know that the crowd is as into him as I think WWE or he was hoping they would be. Um, I don't know. I just don't know that he just doesn't seem to be quite the draw that I think they were hoping he was. Um, but I mean, maybe he just needs more time. I mean, at the same time, like you said, he's not young. So,
I mean, if
um,
that's the criteria we're going by, then I'd have to go with Dominic.
as being the what? I thought we already ruled Dominic out.
Yeah, but like if we're going on the crowd, like he gets more heat than anybody else on the roster.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying that's one of the factors that I mean, I think weighs into the ultimate decision. I
But
mean,
if
I
we're
think
going off of that factor, then that's the one factor where Dominic wins.
right, but I don't think he. But I don't. But see, the thing is that even that, like, I think there's more. The crowd wants him to lose, right? So that's so if Dominic gets that spot based on what the crowd wants him to lose. So I think I think if it's Gunther Dominic, there's 95 or 90% chance Gunther retains. I think Dominic has a very small percentage chance of winning. I mean,
Dominic will be world champion one day.
at some point he definitely will be, but it's not today, and it's not against Gunther. Um, at least not in
Let's
my
have him
opinion.
win the mid card title first,
I
like
I
for
think
real.
I think at this point the only way that logically I think he becomes world champion within the next 12 months or so, or the next year or two, is to win Money in the Bank and cash in. I don't think he's
Oh,
proven
Money
that
in the
he has
Bank would be perfect for him.
Yeah, I don't think he's proven that he has the ability or pedigree as a wrestler to be beating a Gunther or a Cody Rhodes for those titles yet. So I think the only way you really do that and you get a Dominic title run is Money in the Bank, and then he cashes in when one of those guys are beat down or whatever, or whoever the champion is. I mean, I don't. So, but no, I mean, you could do Dominic and Gunther, but I think Gunther wins at 100%. I think the one that provides the most could Gunther really lose, and he shouldn't, is Seth Rollins, at least in my opinion. I think Damien's probably the second. Um, the match I want to see the most, though, would be Sheamus. And I understand what you're saying. He doesn't hit quite as hard as he used to, but still in my head, I still feel like Sheamus and Gunther would be amazing. We've already seen that before, too, and it was good
Did
to
you
have.
watch Raw?
Did I watch Raw? Yes, I did watch Raw.
What did you think of Sheamus's match?
Trying to remember. Who did he wrestle? Remind me of who he wrestled, and I'll remember the match.
Oh,
Because right now I'm drawing a blank on who he wrestled. I vaguely remember seeing him on Raw, but I don't remember who he wrestled. Let me see here. Do do do. Hold on. Okay, so just real quick, breaking schedule update. Unfortunately, there will not be a Saturday night is all right collision watch along tonight. The way life be life, and then with the pay per view in the middle of the day, just other things have come up. So, and next week might be up in the air at this point. But as of now, let's assume that there will be a show next week, but there will not be one later tonight for collision. So bear with us. Unfortunately, sometimes as always, the card is subject to change. So thanks for hanging in. Um, and right now we're moving on to the main event. They're still taking their sweet time. It's like now 12:50. Unless they give this match no time, we're definitely not ending it 1 o'clock. So it's gonna go a little over one. So
Ludwig Kaiser.
Ludwig Kaiser. Uh, who's best? The only thing he should be really doing is introducing Gunther.
Well, I thought he had a really good match with Sheamus.
Oh, that's who his opponent was. Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I remember now. Yes, I do. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely pushing Kaiser. Kaiser is getting more in ring time in the last, I want to say, 3 months or so. It feels like 3 to 6 months. He's been getting it since they dropped Vinci and Imperium's basically become two guys, and he's Gunther's main, only real support. He's been in the ring a lot more. And Anika really likes him. I'm mad on him. I'm not a big Kaiser fan. He doesn't really do much for me. But no, you're right. Him and Sheamus did have I thought they had a solid match this week. I mean, I didn't have
Yeah.
a problem with it. I thought it was good.
But the thing is I watched that match and I was like, oh, this is a really good match between these two. But like, both of the dudes just feel mid card to me. Neither
Yeah,
one of them feels main event.
yeah.
Sheamus used to be main event, but I don't think he's main event anymore. In my headspace, Sheamus is definitively mid card now.
Yeah. And maybe that's true. I mean, well, I'd have to think about that a little bit more. I mean, I thought, I mean, that's probably a solid statement on the basis that I always thought he kind of rode the fence to begin with. Like, I always thought that his foray into the main event picture when it was happening was always a little bit of an overachievement. Sheamus strikes me as being a very, very, really top of the pile mid card guy. Like, if you've got a list of 15 guys and they go kind of from top to bottom in your order of best mid card guy to your worst mid card guy, he would be at the very top of that list. But and ride the fence along, and sometimes make his little way into the main event picture. But as a general rule, I never thought of him as just a full time main event guy. So in that regard, I can kind of see what you're saying, and that he's always felt a little bit like a mid card guy. I just when I think of those, I don't want to see Seth Rollins with the championship again. I don't need to see that again. He's had the
No.
title enough times, so and I don't want to see him beat Gunther. Gunther to me is, in many respects, kind of he's a transcendent talent. I don't know that he's a once in a lifetime or once in a generation, but he's very unique. Let's put it that way. And at the moment, for me, he's my favorite WWE wrestler at the moment, and or I don't know if he's my favorite, but he's right there at the very top of my favorite list. He's one of those guys that I tune in for, um, and I don't want to see that messed with for Seth Rollins, especially. Dominic's not on that level, and Damian Priest is the only other one that's there. So, in my opinion, it's either got to be Sheamus or Damian Priest, and I'm not a big Damian Priest fan when it boils down to it. And I want to see one of those guys wrestle Gunther or on my TV. I prefer to see Sheamus, but
And
that's just my personal preference thing. I mean,
he beat the two dudes who I thought could do it.
mm-hmm.
There is another dude. Damian Priest.
Yeah, you think Damian Priest could do it? I mean, they could do that. I mean, he's one of the.
What about Finn Balor?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, they haven't booked Finn Strong like that in a while, but they have in the
Yeah.
past, and I like that. I mean, I like Finn is one of those guys that's extremely talented and deserves to be booked better than he has been over the last probably, I don't know, I want to say at least 3 years, but maybe more like 5 years. It might be as long as 5 years, but feels like it's been a really long time since he's been booked like he was supposed to, or like he's supposed to. Um, so in that
Just
regard, I mean, I
so
don't know, but like he's so good that yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. And it would be a change of pace because I feel like he's been away from the title picture for so long now that it would be kind of a breath of fresh air to have a new guy kind of in the mix. So I mean, I would love to see that. Again, you have a little bit of that big guy, small guy issue with Gunther and Finn, but it's not as, it's obviously not Big Show Rey Mysterio. I mean, it's not that dramatic, but there is a little bit of kind of that undersized David versus Goliath kind of thing because Finn's pretty small when it really boils down
well,
to it.
like all of Finn's matches are pretty well that way, aside
That's
from
true. That's true.
Ilya Dragunov.
That's true. This is very true. Anytime that he's
Like,
anyone that's not a cruiserweight, he's essentially overmatched. So, and even some
but
cruiserweights, I would say he's overmatched.
that Ilya Dragunov match, though, like both of those dudes did real well, and it was good to see a match like that of like these two dudes who are always like wrestling dudes who are so much bigger than them.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm very sad that Ilya's out. That's one that hurts for 9 months or something. I mean, he's out for a long time, so
Um,
rough one.
maybe it's Ilya. You just got to wait for him to get back.
Yeah, that I'm here for. I mean, that I would definitely be here for. I think he's a perfect fit, and him and Gunther have very solid chemistry, so that I'm here for. It's interesting to me that I like Gunther as much as I do because there's so many things about him that are I traditionally don't like when it really boils down to it. Um, but for some reason, there's just something about him that I just
Austrian?
that's one of the things I would think I would not like about him in general. But um, no, I mean he's fairly slow, which I'm not a big fan of like slow workers, and he uses a fair amount of what I tend to refer to as like rest holds, um, where it's just basically him holding the opponent down either in a headlock or some sort of a rear naked choke or something like that, where I'm both men can catch their breath and slow the pace down and those kind of things. And so I'm not a big fan of guys that usually use those. But for some reason, there's something about Gunther that just I don't know. I can't put my finger on why I like him. I just do. When I think about it on paper, I shouldn't. I probably shouldn't like him, but for some reason, I really do.
Is he really much slower than, say, a Sheamus?
No, probably not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's a little more methodical, which maybe adds
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I mean, no, probably not. I mean, even Sheamus probably work roughly the same pace.
I mean, well, Sheamus pretty well wrestles the same pace as, say, a Randy Orton does.
That's why Randy Orton and Gunther, I thought was the second match was better than the first one, but both of them, the chemistry together is just not right. They both
Oh,
work
yeah.
too
It's
slow. They both work
mhm,
too. It's yeah.
methodical.
Exactly. It's the wrong like you could have two guys that probably work slow and it'd be okay, but those two for whatever reason those two guys together just didn't work for me. Neither match I thought really hit the way they wanted it to. The second one was a little bit better. The first one I thought was terrible. I mean that's a little exaggerated, but it wasn't very good.
Hmm. But Sheamus and Randy are about the same speed of where, they do the hard hitting moves for the most part.
Yeah,
They're kind of slower, but they also have those moves that boom hits you and like it's fast, it's quick.
yeah, they definitely do. Yeah,
Where they're finishers, the RKO and the Brogue Kick. It's
yeah,
like they wrestle slow until they get to their finisher. Their finisher, boom, and
yeah.
then 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, both of them definitely are like, slow and methodical until the finish when it's time to sprint. When they have to sprint, they can and they do, for, 10, 20, 30 seconds, their finishing move, a couple of spots here and there during the match where they speed it up. But yeah. And when they do, they look great. I mean, both of them are no, I mean I think that's a fair comparison. But for whatever reason it feels like Sheamus and Gunther have way better chemistry than Gunther and Orton.
I mean, that's the big thing of what they say about Randy Orton is that, he's methodical. He brings you to his tempo. And once he gets you into the comfort of that tempo, that's when he flips it on you.
Yep, exactly.
That he gets you to move slow like him, and then boom, the Viper strikes.
Yep. Yep. Gunther sending Cody into the ring apron back first. Gunther with the big body slam on the outside, now rolling into the ring to break the ref's count. Cody on the outside still. This has been a solid match so far, the beginning of it. Some back and forth. It You know what? I think, and this sounds terrible, but I think the other thing that rubs me wrong about Cody, and it's terrible to say, is that for me personally, I think he's like, when I look at Dusty, Dustin, and Cody, for me, he's like the worst of the bunch. And yet he's gotten now by far the biggest push and the biggest spots of anybody out of the three of them. And that I think that bothers me. Like I feel like Dusty should have gotten those spots because he was the best of the bunch. And then after Dusty, Dustin deserves them, and Cody's the least deserving or the one that's got the least amount of talent. And yet he's the one that's ascended to the top, the highest. Like Gunther stalking Cody. Big European uppercut from Gunther. Cody strikes back with a big right hand. Uppercut, right hand, Cody, right hand from Cody. Scoop slam from Gunther. Oh, am I going to get yelled at here for saying something bad about Cody?
Now that I got some quiet in my house, I refuse to take any discrimination against Cody Orenthal, Vontae Gonzalez Rose, okay? Because I won't do that, okay? A-Town, stand up, okay? GA, stand up for my boy, Cody Orenthal.
Ornthal. Don't give him OJ's name. That's not right.
He out here killing it. Orenthal. Gonzalez Rose, okay?
Oh, Cody under the pressure of Gunther's weight can't get him over.
Matter of fact, we're going to call him Cody Martin X Tubman Orenthal Devontae Gonzalez Rose. That's what his name is.
That's put an awful lot on it.
Yeah. He is saving us. He is coming to the cookout and saving us. What man? You tell me if you tell me in the world where even when this first started that you would have thought that Saudi Arabia would be singing to Cody Rhodes, a man who is coming out dressed like an American flag. Tell me who can do that. He used his caucasity for goodness.
I mean, I don't think that's anything to like praise because like then we have to praise Hulk Hogan too.
Listen, I praise anybody who stands up to do what you want to do with your vote. That's great. Again, if we want to be technical, there was a time that Americans weren't coming out of there alive. Okay, so the fact that he gets to go as an American flag and just walk around and have people sing his song in front of the countrymen and the president, I give that man good praises.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't know that I would want to do it. I mean, even if you can be sure that, or as sure as you ever can be, that you're probably safe. I don't think I would want to be the guy out there with an American flag on. Being
you're not safe. If we
I'm
stranded at the airport for about almost a day, because I don't know what they did wrong, but if you remember right, that man Kennedy got in his airplane and he left. He was like, I don't know
They,
about y'all, but I'm getting up out of here.
they cut the TV feed because they didn't pay him yet.
Listen,
That's what I heard.
they love the Undertaker. He doing a one man show everywhere. I don't understand. And then the fact that
I actually heard it was really good. I mean, I
that
don't know that
red
I
and
would ever
yellow
see it,
man
but
sat there with the Undertaker and said, "Do you want us or do you want Batista?" I was like, "Have you seen Batista? I'd rather take that." Because I hear your knees popping from over here, and I know that ain't no good.
yeah, he's probably from over here. No, somebody was I don't know if I read a review. I read somewhere that the Undertaker show is actually really good. I don't know that I would see it, but that I've heard that it's actually really good.
Uh, when you said, "Do you want us?" Were you referring to Undertaker for that?
Undertaker and the red and yellow man sat next to the Cheeto man and asked, "Do you rather us? You rather stick with us, or you rather be over there with Batista?"
Right.
And we rather be over there with Batista. So a
I
lot of
agree
us
with
know.
that.
A lot of us know. You know, he looks good. His body still move. Your body is popping and snapping and cracking, snapping into a Slim Jim. Let it go.
Cheeto Man. I'm assuming that is Hulk Hogan.
No, that's our former president that's running for president
Oh,
again. She's talking about their support for him.
Yeah, they sit next
Undertaker,
to him in the video and
Undertaker,
said,
Hogan, and well, The Rock as well, but not in that video. But those guys in that video,
yeah.
would rather be with if you're on our side, or you can go be with Batista. So, because Batista is very liberal, Batista is extremely liberal.
So is Kevin Nash.
Yeah, I didn't know
listen,
that, but
I'd rather choose them two over than. Listen, man, you got multiple personalities. The fact that you said that red and yellow man is different from Terry, sir, the same person talking the same way. Don't play me. I ain't stupid. Also, I ain't the one who threw the can as the tape rewind shows you throwing it and knocking that lady upside her head. But allegedly, you said that wasn't you. I don't know who was doing that. It looked like your body. You called out your name when you first got there, so I thought it was
Um,
Cody turning up the pace here. Spanish fly.
I am still flabbergasted as to when Hulk Hogan went to Saudi Arabia and everybody was singing "I Am a Real American."
you.
Like,
Nobody is gonna ever do that. Cody is the only
no, they
Caucasian
did it.
person who's gonna
They
use.
did it for Hulk Hogan. It's on tape. You can go back and watch it.
But
I'm
this is
still
the thing.
flabbergasted about it.
This is the thing about it. Cody come along is very nondescript. He fits everywhere. He got to Puerto Rico. He was a hometown favorite. He's been to London. Everybody loves him. He is a national ambassador.
Oh, Cody Cutter. 1, 2. Not even a 2 count. Did he kick out before the can came down the second
Also,
time?
I pretty much can tell you that politically, 99.9%, just estimating, me and Cody, from his past experience, are not on the same political playing field. But I respect he keep his mouth shut
Yeah,
because he want his money. Because he know people like me. Oh, buddy, you would never see another dime from me. I would never watch another thing you ever watched in day in your life.
that's one thing I miss because back in the day, like celebrities kept their mouths shut, and now they don't. Everyone has an opinion.
Well, I understand that because I know I have come in contact with some people who have a stature upon them. Thank you. Okay. Um, and they're human beings too. They go grocery shop, they go vote, they go do whatever, and they feel like they have an opinion, they want to state it. On the other hand, this is a fact that it's not like two normal people are racing against each other. One of them look like a hot red Cheeto and talking crazy mess.
I would like to ask one thing. So everybody knows Hulk Hogan does not get the N-word pass. Does Cody?
No.
This is a question for Dolores, not for you, ALW.
Nobody gets
Cody
a pass.
Cody has a black wife. He already knows that's a no.
Nobody gets a pass.
He
No one
doesn't
gets.
get a pass. There's no pass given. If you get a pass, there might be a pass in your hood, but you come outside that hood,
Yeah,
somebody like myself or my family will knock all your 32s loose.
yeah. There may be somebody in your life that's okay with that, but that doesn't mean anybody else is ever going to be okay with it. And even then, just as a general rule, I mean, not a word to use ever. Cody with the rear naked choke. I'm sorry, Gunther with the rear naked choke on Cody. Cody trying to fight his way out. Oh,
Oh,
back. Cody got away for a second. Gunther back.
I just remember that promo that Booker T cut on Hulk Hogan in WCW.
I don't remember.
We coming for you. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, the look on Booker T's face after he said that on TV. Just did I just say that? I just said that.
I'm torn. When you were talking about celebrities keeping their mouth shut and whether you should or whatever, I'm torn. I'm very happy when they use their platform and they speak about things that I support and that we're on the right side of stuff. I really don't like it when it's athletes saying using their platform to say things I don't like and are on the opposite side. If you're on the opposite side, shut your fucking mouth. If you're in support of what I think, then go ahead and say it.
I can't be mad at the other side of this platform. I don't know if you all watched the Breakfast Club. 50 Cent said he was offered, I think, $3 million to sing Mini Man. I
Right.
mean, if you're not making $3 million in a year and you're local rappers like some of these drill rappers, they taking this money. They taking this money. And they
Yeah.
going to get on stage and say they love him
Hmm.
and they willing to go out and jump out the gym for this money.
Hmm.
So, aka maybe Amber Rose allegedly taking the money to jump out the gym to say something wild.
I
Right.
mean, that's both sides, though.
Maybe.
But when you look at certain people, there are certain people like, for instance, Cardi B had to check this man the other day, who don't know and don't follow her on an everyday basis. That know she's been talking about political stuff. Even years ago when she interviewed with Bernie when he was trying to run the car in the race, most people don't know that. And so they think, oh, you just jumping out the gym, you getting paid. Some people been doing this. It's the people that are like local drill rappers that Cheeto man had come up there. Local black drill rappers who said that they drill rappers, if anybody who had common sense upon his team, or is music where you wish and talk about the crimes you have committed. You had these type of people come up there and say, I endorse him. That is
Right.
wild.
And
Yeah.
and not only is it wild, but you know 150 million% that it's simply done to pander to the area that you're in. Like he's only doing that because of where he's at and so on and so forth because he thinks it's going to play. I mean, he doesn't like that kind of music. He doesn't listen to the guy. He doesn't know anything about that. He doesn't know anything. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's all just to pander to the audience that he's appearing in front of. I mean,
Uh,
because he knows just being
It's certain
himself
things
is
you
not
shouldn't say. You shouldn't get in front of a group of melanated people and be like, I have a plan for you people.
right.
Who? Like,
Especially when you don't, especially when you're lying. I mean, when that's a bold faced lie.
I mean, he might listen to some of it. I remember hearing 15 years ago of like he was a big fan of Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
That was before any presidential
he
thing was
was
running.
a big
yeah, and
fan of hers. He liked her. He has a
yeah, he likes
thing,
their
Oh,
and
boobies and their booty. Like,
celebrities use each other to kind of like get in the news. And she was on and popping, and everybody who stood next to her was a picture and a headline. So he
yeah, I think
liked
he likes, yeah, and he likes looking at
a
her, but
lot
that's
of
about
celebrities.
it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't want to. everyone up here knows my political affiliation, so I'm as left as you can possibly get. So I mean, you're never going to hear me say it, and I hate the man, so you're never
My
going to hear me
my
say
thing
anything good
about it
about him.
is, and when you, it was a celebrity who told the truth. Their best interest.
Oh, did we lose Dolores, or did I cut out?
Now their best interest is to
Oh,
vote with the Cheeto man because they as rich people would get more money. And
well,
so
sure, those people in some respects I understand, but it's the people that vote against their better interests that I don't understand. You know,
Oh shit.
basically any woman, because he's basically a misogynist who doesn't believe that women deserve the same things that men get, for one, or anybody of any color that isn't Caucasian, because we already know that he's racist. So I just don't. I mean, that's it. Oh, is it over? Was that it? The bell rings, and you're a winner. Dolores can come up here and say, Cody Rhodes, Cody, the million names she gave him, Rhodes, Martin X, Devontae, and all this. Rhodes is your first inaugural Crown Jewel men's champion. Gonna get the new Crown Jewel championship belt. This match was much better than Randy and Gunther.
Yes.
Much better. I mean, not that we're comparing those matches per se, but just talking about Gunther's matches. This is good. I guess at some point, um, I do need to give um, Cody, I suppose, a little more due because he does regularly have. I mean, he's been having good matches now for a little while, and I mean, when
Off the
you
top of
see
my head, I'd probably give this like an A minus, maybe even A. Like this
the
was
whole
a great
show,
pay per view.
oh yeah, the whole show, yeah, if we're talking, yeah, a grade, yeah, I would say A minus to A. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 horses. Yeah, I would say it's a four. I mean, 3.754. No, I'd say it's a four.
It might be 5 horse. Right.
Yeah. It was very solid. I don't think there was anything. There was nothing terrible. I didn't care for, there was a fair amount of interference and stuff going on in the opening Bloodline match, even though it was very solid. And we had some interference during the Liv and Nia match, which is what it is. So in
My
those
biggest
regards,
complaint was the filler between the matches.
yeah, yep. And the other complaint I have is just that we didn't get a match with Randy and KO, that it ended up being what it was, which is fine because, again, I mean, we're already over the 1 o'clock, the 3 hour limit. Anyhow, we're working on 3.5 hours almost. So I get it.
Well, we could have saved half an hour if we cut out some of that filler in between the matches.
100%. Yeah. If you'd cut out some of that filler and let Randy and KO actually have some sort of a match, that I think would have been better. Um, so, so for those reasons, that and I'm not sure it's a 5, but yeah, no, it's very solid pay per view. That it's one of the better ones this year, probably, like you said. I think when it all boils down to it, which is saying a lot because I think a lot of times Crown Jewel leaves a lot to be desired and isn't really considered
Well, the
often one of the.
last few times, like since Triple H has taken over,
It's been much
Crown
better.
Jewel,
It's
yeah,
been much better. And yeah, no, I mean, they're doing a very good job with Crown Jewel and becoming a more one of the better pay per views, actually. So, which I'm sure makes them happy over there because that's um,
because when it first started out, it was just like, okay, we're just going to send the biggest names and we're going to throw together a show.
right. Yeah, exactly. No, it feels more cohesive now, and it feels like they build to the show now more than they used to. And as as with anything, as it gets more in the rotation and you do more of them, then it becomes more of your regular canon or your playlist, your schedule, whatever the case may be. And so storylines now they actually care about storylines and the crown jewels matches and those kind of things, as opposed to just this is an exhibition, so let's just throw a bunch of guys together. Like I mean, they're still doing that by having champion versus champions and creating this new belt and those kind of things, but there is also a lot more tie-in than there was before. So they're doing a better job of that kind of stuff and actually having matches that make sense a little bit more, in the stories that they're telling outside of the crown jewel environment. So as opposed to just like, oh, this is just for this. So, which is nice. It doesn't feel like an
Right.
aberration just on an island by itself. So, but that brings us to the end of the show. Let's see.
Here's your blonde champions in Saudi Arabia. Your
There you go. Let's see. Sundays. Usually Sundays, we're doing the best we can to be a little more consistent. Hopefully, we'll get back to Sundays on a regular basis with either wrestling or Madden. Madden will probably be the next thing, but we will keep you updated. And again, the best way to make sure that you can tune in to see whatever it is we put out is if you hit the bell on the YouTube channel. That will get you notified, and you'll get a notification about a half hour before we put anything out on the channel. So, but Enter the Square Circle, usually every Sunday, myself and Sammy Joe playing WWE 2K and or other video games. Enter the Square Circle specifically is WWE 2K, but we are going to play other stuff down the road here and Madden probably very soon. So then Tuesday nights, we are live 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 Eastern for the cookout where we come together, where we all come together live and talk about what's cooking up in the world of professional wrestling. We are currently in the middle of watching the Mr. McMahon Netflix documentary. We are 5 episodes down. We got 1 episode left. So this week we'll be watching episode 6, and it will be the final episode of the documentary. So we'll be wrapping it up, talking about our overall thoughts of the documentary, that episode, or the 6th episode, and then the overall documentary in general. And depending on a time and so on, maybe we'll touch base and review a little bit of Crown Jewel. Then Friday nights, they're live every Friday night for Friday Night Fights, where Anika and Sammy Joe watch SmackDown and Rampage starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern with SmackDown, giving you their live reactions and opinions to what's going on in real time on those shows. And then Saturday morning, myself, Anika, and Sammy Joe are here for Winner's Circle. There was no Winner's Circle today because of the timing of Crown Jewel. So we did this Crown Jewel watch along in lieu of Winner's Circle. But normally every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, bright and early, 10 a.m. Eastern, we review Raw, NXT, and Dynamite from the week before that week, I guess, however you want to say it, and declare a winner. That's why it is the Winner's Circle. We grade each show and then declare a winner for the week. Then Saturday nights, generally, more often than not, we will be here now that CM is back for our Saturday night is All Right Collision Watch Along starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. There will be no Collision Watch Along tonight, mostly just because of the Crown Jewel Watch Along in the middle of the day and just the way that life happens and is scheduled to change. So let me put the QR code up real quick before we get out of here. Where is it? QR code right there. So I'll put the little horsey up. If you scan that QR code, that will take you to Linktree. And from Linktree, you can get to all of our social medias. They're all in one nice little place for you there. And we are everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, wherever else there is. You can follow us on Twitch. Almost 100% of the time when we're live on YouTube, we are also live on Twitch. So you can always follow us and watch us there as well. Again, if you're new to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, and like I said before several times, hit that bell. That's the best way to make sure that you get a notification when we're about to put something up on the YouTube channel. So unless you got anything else, Timmy, we will go ahead and get out of here.
Well, I'm good. Live long and prosper.
Peace.
Peace.